making his case of getting the control anytime soon any better. Garpy's stack is looking super huge right now as he picks up the mega health without taking any damage for it. Slaps the heavy to his chest as well. And now we see a thick lizard chasing down the Galena, and he should be able to, and just clean it out with a nice lightning onto rail combination. Good job, 4-0. And Garpy's kind of finding his stride in this map, finding the rhythm, having the right rotations, reading the situation right, and always is in a, cutting off Redcon or being able to chase him down without taking too much damage. Solid performance.
Yeah, the only time Redcon was able to put a dent in Garpy's armor, he wasn't really able to finish it off before Garpy got back in control again. And now Garpy is like a tank, just rolling over.
Stopwatch.
He's definitely, well, speeding around the map and controlling it to his wishes. But yeah, at the same time, Redcon is struggling to get the tokens going for him as well. And that string of LG just completely melts Redcon's stack as he got incinerated. Insane tracking there from the British Bulldog.
Yeah, happy with the fake movement out there. Oh, that was unlucky. That spit almost hit his opponent.
I just hope that
5-minute warning.
Redcon is setting the, getting some footing here, and if not even make it come back, find some momentum going for the second round. Those rockets are quite nice, and
that was a lot of damage from Redcon. Certainly could open himself up for some potential control at the moment.
Ooh, the spit into the railgun just before the mega pickup. Getting so much value out of the item because it actually healed a lot of HP back for Garpy. And then a rocket jump to deny the light armor and find Redcon at it, and just getting another frag on the board. Garpy's definitely not underestimating his enemy here, as he's never going for any risky stuff. Playing super solid and clean at the moment.
Yeah, and right now Garpy really does benefit from leaving Redcon low instead of chasing the frags directly. And yet here he is, chasing Redcon out of the heavy area. Oh, that was a very good play with the plasma and the totem. I don't think this totem will survive for too long though. And Redcon being low as he is, well, Garpy did give him the heavy, so being low himself and
this is the point.
That's a 5 though now.
Yeah, this is the point where Redcon could build up a little bit of control and actually trying to get some frags himself. Garpy's stack, after picking up that light armor, is still in a very tough spot. Not just compared to Redcon's stack, but compared to how easy Solar can be hit with rockets or railguns or even shotguns as well. And picking up the heavy without taking any damage is not making it easier for Redcon. The rail is for Garpy. The rail is traded, and
oh, an amazing rocket from Garpy and some
the spit hits after the mega health.
okay spit. Redcon took some 20 damage out of that spit, so that's not nothing.
No. He's a little bit early for the heavy as well.
Items. Garpy not even trying to pick them up, just trying to make sure that Redcon is never in a bulldoze type situation.
As long as
this mega and the rocket doing the damage, but Garpy is very low here, can't really risk going for the spawn frag.
that was closer than it needed to be for Garpy. He picked up the mega health mid-fight, but still almost to Redcon's lightning gun. But this lightning gun to rocket combination just locks down the map for Garpy. 9 frags in the lead with 2 minutes to go. This needs to come back then.
4.5 frags per minute, definitely possible, but very difficult.
And Garpy just keeps peppering down the damage on Redcon making life so hard for the German player.
But Redcon finding a way to deal some damage at this heavy. Oh, but the rockets from Garpy.
10 HP on Garpy.
Garpy being extremely low, he's gotta be careful not to get chased down and risking a little bit here. Garpy is extremely low, might die to this tribal if he's not careful. And the Redcon doesn't chase that frag as he doesn't want to leave the mega open for his opponents.
I mean, at this point, I think the only thing that Redcon is going to be able to do for him is getting something going, and he gets his first frag on the bot, but it's a traded one. And Garpy gets the better spawn as well, or most likely the faster movement with the Solag, and beats him to the heavy armor.
It's also important for Redcon to prove to himself that he can do it, that he can get frags and he can get some control going. But Garpy is not that too much of a behemoth for him.
Oh, what a mid-air rocket!
What a beauty!
Yeah, that was a nice combination of Garpy.
Stopwatch.
Wiggling around that pillar a little bit and firing rockets left and right and smacking Redcon into the air, finishing him off with a rocket right into the chest. 11 frag game once more. Oh, but this time you can see that the last rocket misses just by an inch.
Oh, and Garpy being extremely low, Redcon chasing, trying to get that second frag.
Yeah. And the last frag we are going to see was that beautiful mid-air rocket.
You win.
As Garpy takes map number 1 in a very convincing fashion as well.
Yeah, incredibly convincing, and he held control for most of the map.
Yeah, it was Redcon was playing against a heavy with a lot of heavies to his name, so it's a steep hill to climb. So I'm gonna check if I can switch cameras. Yes. Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties. OBS crashed just as we entered the first match, but we're back.
I hope you still had a little bit of fun watching that. Like Garpy putting up a clinic here. But the next match is going to be on Deep Embrace, and it's going to be the Visor against the Ranger. Both players should be able to move around the map pretty easy, in my opinion. And yeah, the wall hack can open you some cheeky angles. That's for sure.
On this map, certainly those angles between the slabs of wood or between the tiny openings in the pillars below are from rail to rockets, and there are a lot of places where the Garpy can invent himself some angles.
But in some situations, I think the Dire Orb and the one-shot potential it brings can be such a momentum changer, and also the play possibilities. You can get very creative with that one. So it remains to be seen what's going to how is it going to play out on this map, rather than whose champion is better suited for it, because I think both have their could make arguments for both the champions in this match.
Fight.
And Redcon again gets the mega health spawn and picks it up right away without delaying it at all. Gets the lightning gun and goes to the light armor. And Wisely's not opting to pick up the rare gun just yet because Garpy's already been there. Trying to shoot some tribal through the stairs and didn't do that much damage, but he could be picking up the rare gun and the light armor and upper middle now. And he does so, but he does so safely, but not without getting railed from Garpy beforehand. The Dire Orb fails, and Garpy's lightning gun is just waiting for him. First frag for Garpy after 35 seconds. Unfortunate start for Redcon.
That's bad luck for Redcon. No Garpy making it to get a second frag, and That was a beautiful rocket.
What a combination. Going for the 1-2 at the start of the game immediately. Garpy's looking strong. That rocket from down below pretty much set up the play for him there. But on the other hand, the delay between the items is not that big anymore, so if Redcon is in the right position, he could be able to steal one away. But Garpy has something to say about that and finishes him off with 2 beautiful rails.
Garpy opting to go for the heavy armor this time. Both items with pretty much the same timing at the moment. Oh, Garpy opening up these rail angles beautifully.
Yeah, and Redcon is like, after he dropped the first frag, he has been on a back foot ever since. Garpy hitting everything when he needs to hit, and denying him a lot of positions and punishing every weapon pickup that Redcon is doing.
Yeah,
But
Garpy's
Redcon's not realizing that the heavy armor is up, so he can't even steal it away right now, and this is huge for Garpy because this allows him to take full control over the game.
Firebolt was amazing.
Good rotation from the British Bulldog here. As he looks into close for another frag, the railgun through the murder hole misses. It nearly gets hit by a rocket. As he's just trying... Yeah.
Stopwatch.
He's trying to make it as punishing as he can for Redcon to pick up that light armor, and hits 2 rails as Redcon tries to be even close to that item. Finishes it off with a shotgun. It shows him how good duck hunting can be.
Oh, and Redcon paying with a lot of stacks to get that railgun. Life is not easy for the German.
Definitely not easy, and he's doing a lot of sound while Garpy is being silent, so even without the piercing sight, Garpy always had the position of Redcon. And he finishes off another frag with a lightning gun there, but not before getting hit by a rail. Nice rocket! And the dire op does in a little bit, but it's not enough. The stack of Garpy was just too huge, and he's got rockets of himself to finish up the 6th frag. Shotgun does not quite enough, but the second blast is definitely enough. 7 frags in 3 minutes. What a pace so far.
And it looks like Garpy has been practicing Deep Embrace after all, and it's paying off.
Great defensive rails from Redcon. Landing 3 in a row. Garpy's not looking healthy. Both players are actually pretty hurt. The dire op fake play. And the shotgun comes out on top. Redcon has no time to shot his rail one more time to finish off his first frag. Garpy's just looking super strong.
Oh, Redcon gets himself a railgun. Right at the spot where he had died. Oh, Garpy almost gets that little rocket on Redcon.
Yeah, it's so close. Like the last 3 frags, Redcon made Garpy work for it a lot more than earlier, but he was not able to finish it off. And Garpy had always had the time to restack, so Redcon has been doing so much work with no frag on the board, and this time it's a rather clean frag for Garpy as well. Who's hitting 52% of lightning gun in this map and 50% of rail.
Yeah,
All
looks
the
like it showed up.
Yeah, all the hours of practice of paying off for Garpy, that's for sure. Rocket jump and getting rail twice, and now he really has to be careful. But a direct rocket through the planks. Finish Redcon off, gets his feet blasted away. What a frag that is.
Coming at you.
Nice frag again. Good tracking here.
Stopwatch.
As he piles up the body count more and more with the clock, just rising up the time as well.
Garpy doing a very good rocket jump to find himself on the heavy, and Redcon trying to challenge a little bit too much without the stack, and another frag for Garpy. As he's up 13 frags with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go here. Redcon now trying to be a little bit more aggressive, realizing that this series is at huge risk at the moment.
And he does good damage to him, but he can't close it off, and now Garpy's in a good position to dish out some damage. As he lands an unreturned rail. Nice rocket from Redcon though, who secures himself the prime spot on the Mega Health. Goes up the bounce pad, but Garpy's low and Redcon's on the ball. 6 minutes in.
Garpy hoping to maybe deal some damage on this Mega Health pickup, but Redcon with a nice maneuver there, going for the frag instead of going straight for the item, and it pays off for him in spades. So he needs to be careful, he's not in a position to contest for the heavy. Garpy hitting the rail that he needed to, and gets himself his 14th frag, and the game is again a 13 frag game.
Yeah, Redcon went for a cheeky play there with the dire orb and the rocket trying to knock Garpy off the clipping jump, but it just missed the timing by a little bit.
Impressive.
And now Garpy's back in full control. Circling the items, running around the map, hunting his enemy, and finishing him off, standing on the torch,
A sting.
and incinerating Redcon basically. Fitting for the location he died, in my opinion.
Redcon at the moment just charging in, hoping to start getting some frags. Garpy's having none of that, as he gets himself again another frag.
I mean, I think we have reached the point return like a minute or two ago, but it's still nice to see that they are still going at it a little bit and putting up a show.
Yeah, Redcon doesn't really have any chance, does he? He's going to the lower brackets anyway.
Yeah.
Just a gentle reminder that this week is a double elimination week, not single elimination like the other Challenger weeks. Oh, and the trench on Mega betraying Garpy a little bit, because that rocket, there's floor in there, it hits for sure, but falls into the hole and it does no damage.
Yeah. The Garpys just keep going at it. He's hitting 54% rail, and he's using it quite frequently as well. Garpy's just trying to get everything going for the next matchup.
Ooh, that was an incredible rocket, 72 damage. Redcon is licking his wounds at the moment, can't really challenge for the Mega. But he still does it, and gets the Mega
frag.
and gets his second frag.
Yeah, good use of the orb to get himself in the position, and then nice rockets to finish it off.
Oh, and Garpy with the CSGO peak there, crouching as he rails his opponents.
Yeah, Redcon is trying to return the favor at least a little bit. I mean, after all, he has lost this series, but he still wants to be in a good spot for the next one.
Yeah, even if just mentally, it makes a big difference. It's a difference between going to the next series thinking you can win, or going to the next series
sure.
not go watch TV.
Exactly. Just before Garpy edged around the corner, and another nice rail. Redcon is showing some frag moving material here a little bit. Good shots out of the German. Even though it's basically garbage time, as you would call it in American football, he's still putting up some nice shots.
You came to the wrong fight.
Yeah, thanks, Redcon. No! And that's how it's gonna go down.
You win.
Garpy definitely
That's
should
so
put Redcon out of the club. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and Garpy moves on.
Clinic once more.
Impressive amount of damage, over 5,000. The Redcon only being able to deal 3,460.
Yeah, just out aiming in every regard as well.
Round begins in.
Yeah, and we go on Corrupted Keep. We got Garpy on the Doom guy, Pasita on the Strong Peaker, and both players spawn halfway between the items, and Pasita goes for the bold move of going for Garpy's Mega. Garpy takes Pasita's heavy instead. Oh, very good peeker from Pasita, leaving Garpy very low here, and this might be the first frag. And Pasita gets that frag by rocket launcher, and Garpy, without any weapons, chases Pasita right away. Gets himself on the rocket launcher. The Pasita has a little bit of a chance of stealing both items, but doesn't even bother challenging for the heavy.
Both lights were up for him. So he basically conceded.
Yeah, conceded the heavy to go for the light and the time shards.
Yeah, he has his ability ready. And well, yeah, Doom might never use it, but we have another fight. Ooh, good rockets from Garpy.
Rockets from Garpy finished the job.
Was a bit of a dirty fight. Garpy was left low, but now he can get the mega health and both lights. Oh, but one got stolen from Pasita. But Pasita flies through the air and Garpy finishes the job as soon as he lands. He had the rocket ready for him. We got a bit of a chase because Garpy was left really low and Pasita takes the refrag.
Yeah, taking full advantage of the peeker and being thrown behind that corner there. The rockets from Garpy were decent, just not good enough. Now both items with the same timing, and nobody can really establish their dominance at the moment.
Yeah, Garpy does win in the stack department. So Pasita needs to do the heavy lifting in the next fight, but I think they're both retreating to their items and are now shopping for the next fight. Again, the opening damage is from Garpy.
Pasita's LG very good, and that rocket to boot just puts him even more in the lead in the stack department. Oh, but the rocket from Garpy, leaving Pasita very low. But again, both players will be retreating to their own items. Oh, Pasita out of luck here with the range from the LG.
Yeah, I think Garpy is missing a lot of armor, but his rockets are doing all the work that needs to be done to get another frag.
The shotgun.
Wow, that was unfortunate for Pasita, because all the armor was gone from Garpy, while Pasita just took the heavy, but nothing connected onto Garpy. And Garpy did everything in return. And now he's stringing them onto each other.
Yeah, and Garpy even has a good stack here. Pasita being a little bit edged out of this mega area, so Garpy will take this mega pretty much uncontested. But so will Pasita with the heavy. And the stacks pretty much equal at this point. Garpy with a little bit more health.
Ring out.
Oh, ring out! Oh, yeah. Even if Pasita got the heavy, Garpy is just rotating the lights. But I think in this instance they will go to Pasita. No, Pasita leaves the one at rocket top and decides to go to the heavy. So Pasita has the heavy again, but Maestro got the lights. So they're both in a pretty good fighting position.
Well, Pasita catches Garpy going for the light armor here, not in the best of positions to fight. And he dishes out a lot of damage, going for the shotgun play. This peeker should finish it off, and it does, and Pasita makes it a 2-frag game, with still plenty of time to go.
Yeah, in that last fight, Garpy just knew he was gonna get fragged, and he just stood his ground, trying to do a lot of the most damage before he died. So he basically denies all the overstack Pasita could get from the next item.
Yeah, and that allowed him to get back into control here. Oh, the rockets from the upper ground. Both players a little bit too low. Will the peeker connect? It doesn't. And so Garpy keeps that overstack and is looking pretty good at the moment here.
Yeah, he's chasing for a frag right now. He wants to seal the deal. Pasita is using his speed to escape a lot of action, but yeah, on the follow through, it still goes to Garpy.
That's the unlucky spawn.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, and I think
That will allow Garpy to live to fight another day. Both players low. Oof, Garpy only 4 HP and Pasita finishes it up with some nice shots. And again, Pasita wanting to go to the red room to recover, and Garpy spawns there. The same happened, but in reverse.
yeah, Pasita still needs some stack.
Yeah, he's at least on a natural stack. With the little bit of armor going for him, not anymore because of the natural decay. Garpy able to run the map a little bit for now, as Pasita is content just letting Garpy run around.
Yeah, I think
That
just...
would be a different story.
Yeah, Garpy is just happy with this side of the map. No, he's okay with Pasita getting the heavy, as long as he can get the lights and the mega health. He proves to us that he gets the frags this way. So he...
Shotgun. Oh no! Garpy falls into the lava. I don't think he wins that fight anyway, but that was a lot of damage.
Pasita isn't able to string both items to his name. So Garpy is back in the fighting condition. Oh, look at that! That was a lot of damage, but Garpy, he stacked up all those bubbles.
To be able to escape and gets the 225s at the tri-volt area and gets the mega. Garpy on thin ice but able to survive. Oh, that is a cheeky rocket from Pasita through that hole in the wall. Oh, and Garpy very well done to deny that light armor from Pasita, denying the stack at least.
It's the damage goes back and forth, but Pasita is not able to bank on it and to get closer to a tie. So Garpy is well, he's playing this correct. He doesn't get full in control, but Pasita isn't also able to get any closer to a tie. So we have a bit of a standoff. With Garpy just holding his ground, and Pasita, well, he needs to force the issue. But as soon as he does, Garpy will be waiting for him to attack. Yeah, and we're also almost at the 10 minutes mark, so...
Yeah, Pasita really needs to start getting these frags here, start risking a little bit more because time is running out on him and he falls into that lava.
Stopwatch.
And forced to retreat to the items. Garpy always doing some long range damage, keeping Pasita low enough where he can't really challenge too much. And I believe Garpy will take map number 1 here. Not sure what Pasita can do with 5 seconds.
No, I think this was a really interesting matchup. Garpy, he didn't go for full control. He just gave the heavy to Pasita, if you look at the item pickups,
Yeah,
Garpy just hold one side of the map, and basically as soon as Pasita tried to attack, he stood his ground and did all of the damage.
yeah, and he protected those choke points very well. Especially the one below Mega and the one next to the light armored rocket launcher. Those two choke points were costly for Pasita. Especially that risky play with the shotgun at the beginning of the map. I think that one pretty much set the pace for what this map was going to be all about.
Yeah, I think Garpy just had a huge amount of defensive damage all the time and had such great positioning that it was so hard for Pasita to go any closer or even touch Garpy at the end. Like the last 2 to 3 minutes, that was very, very nice to see.
Yeah, great control by Garpy. But yeah, this time around he's playing a light, while Pasita is on a medium. So I wonder if the stack difference will come into play. Because Garpy now even needs to be more in control than in the last map. But yeah, he already showed that he's pretty much capable of getting and keeping the control.
Yeah, I think this matchup will be extremely interesting, and it will be pretty much down to how much overstack will Pasita be able to get out of those totems.
3, 2, 1.
It's always important to keep those in mind when fighting a Galena.
Yeah, Galena also has the ability to deny the time falls, because yeah, you have to use your ability anyway to stack up from the totems. So that's also a bit of a counterplay to Garpy from Nyx. Oh, Nyx uses his invis right at the first fight. And he holds an angle just at the portal and connects a shotgun and the rail to the face of Pasita, and Pasita falls.
Yeah, Pasita will get himself the Mega though, so Garpy won't be able to establish the control train. Oh, and Pasita dodging that angle very well. Garpy already has the Ghost Walk again.
Yeah, he pretty much prioritized those time falls. Also at the heavy machine gun. And he took the one near the shotgun, so that one was up pretty fast. Now he's able to steal the Mega Health mid-fight right in front of Pasita.
Yeah, right from under Pasita's nose, and then already Pasita 2-0 down.
Where am I?
Oh, using the Ghost Walk offensively to get out of that angle choke point.
Yeah, it even scares Pasita away from the item, so... But he has Mega.
He also do so on this Mega, and Pasita one totem away from getting the overstack.
Yeah, but still, I think he needs the armor. Looks to me that he only is has 50 to his name.
Third, Garpy takes out 2 totems with 1 rocket.
Yeah, and Garpy, he's in the lead and he's already a bit holding his ground.
Yeah, he's holding this middle area trying to dominate that light armor that's so important and so vital sometimes.
Yeah, and he's denying the heavy, the overstack from the heavy from Pesita. While Pesita is playing the champion that doesn't really need the mega health, right? He has his totem, so he is the one who wants the heavy.
Oh, Garpy mistiming the mega here a little bit, perhaps. Trying to edge Pesita away a little bit. Oh, takes out that totem.
He's doing some cleanup and he gets the mega health, but the heavy goes to Pesita.
Also, very good tri-bolt from Garpy, keeping Pesita on his heels a little bit. And the Pesita not expecting the offensive ghost wall. Garpy getting a lot of damage without Pesita being able to respond. Garpy's 3-0 up with it's still 6 minutes to go, so it's definitely Pesita definitely has a chance to turn it around, but
Stopwatch.
Garpy has been playing this one pretty well.
Pesita just had a small moment where he just didn't have the right weapon out, and Garpy was already... he had already a steady stream of LG on him, so as soon as Pesita had the right weapon out, he was already gone.
Oh, Garpy, not water, you're barely not available at this point.
Oh.
Very good rocket.
He walks into a rocket and explodes. So this is the first frag from Pesita. Nice to see him on the board. And, well, he has a overstack on the mega health and he gets the heavy.
Oh, risking a little bit with the rocket jump, and Garpy lands a pretty good rail.
Impressive.
Yeah, Garpy used his invis, so now it's Pesita's turn. And now a freshly stacked Nyx, who needs to shop for armor. And I don't think the armor is up at the lightning gun. Oh, he just took it, so it was up. So I think in an LG fight, Pesita has the better chance. He needs to do it now, because in a second the invis is up, but oh, the defensive LG from Garpy is enough that Garpy doesn't even need the invis in this fight.
Yeah, Garpy, knowing that there may be a totem on the teleport, and Pesita will be defending that one for sure.
Oh, important drill from Pesita. He practically removes the mega health from Garpy. But Garpy has the position for the heavy.
Oh, but not a lot of stack. Got to be able to escape, and uses his ghost walk very effectively to get out of that terrible position, and delivers a direct rocket that effectively wins in the mega. And body checks a totem, so Garpy's doing pretty well right now, and the tables have been turned from that sequence of control that Pesita managed to obtain for himself.
Yeah, but Pesita has still good presence on the map, and looking at his movement and shots, he's feeling well, and he even dies the game. Knows which item spawns next and catches Garpy off spawn. Garpy does have his invis to escape the fight. Oh, unfortunately that rail missed.
Barely gets that angle. Garpy can consider himself a little bit lucky there to be able to escape. And we haven't seen that totem overstack from Pesita.
No, I think Garpy is doing a great job of denying the overstack. And they're both.
Oh, that is dangerous, Garpy. If he has the LG out, Pesita could have been in hot water, but Garpy gambled on the rockets and the gamble failed him.
Oh, Pesita on the chase. He knows that the invis isn't up. So this is the moment he needs to be aggressive. Oh, 51 damage. Well, it isn't a full 100, but on a light it's a lot. And still 9 seconds away.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Oh,
good,
and Garpy
good follow up.
Taken.
was able to stay away from Pasita's rails for long.
Oh, we have an invis.
Oh, Garpy with the aggressive ghost walk.
Ah, Garpy, I think.
Damage
from this
giving it
world.
a track to hopefully get back into control, but I don't think it will work.
Yeah, I don't think Garpy had an LG in that instance. He was. It was weird. He didn't shoot for a long time while he was being hit by Pasita. So he was.
Totem initiated.
Well, I don't know what he was doing, but it paid out for Pasita. He got another frag. And only 1 minute and 15 seconds on the board. Pasita is having a great control on the map. Oh, but now...
Oh, the rockets from the great position from Garpy, and Garpy has 1 minute to get to one frag. So it's not only possible, it's pretty much doable.
The items are not up right now, so
Now you
he
don't.
needs to shop for the lights. Oh, he gets an inside out with a rocket follow up. And a heavy to his name. Ah, Pasita really needs to be defensive right now.
Pasita needs to be careful, otherwise this won't even go into overtime. And Pasita is careful and manages to live to fight another day. And
Yeah, Garpy is just looking at the textures, walking slow. Pasita is near the item, but he isn't present
Sudden death.
with any damage, so that one
Watch.
goes cleanly to Garpy and the mega health. So Pasita is playing against a Nyx who's full in control and has her ability ready. He does do some unreturned damage,
Shadows hide me.
but Garpy stacks up on the light again, and
again, that offensive ghost walk to get into position to get the item. Pasita doesn't even risk this time.
oh, he's holding a rocket angle there. Ah, he decides to retreat. So Garpy adds another full rotation to his name. Ah, Garpy looking for a sneaky totem.
Yeah, Pasita wasn't really able to establish his totem game. It was just a little bit mid-game, and still has a little bit of
Patient.
fight to do. Oh, Garpy trying to go for the item steal or a surprise fight in Mega, but don't know if Pasita was aware of that, but played very well getting the Mega and getting out of the way.
I think that there was an important steal. I wonder if that gives him in the heavy. Because yeah, no, he decides to do some damage from afar. Oh, Pasita is just stuck out there.
Taken.
Oh, and Garpy with some very good LG, taking a very, very close map number 1. Pasita never really able to set his totem game.
Yeah. And great defensive play by Garpy with the Nyx.
So yeah, we start off the semi-final, Garpy against Undead, and they all meet at the mega health, and Garpy deals some nice damage. The rockets that are returned are not to forget, but the damage Garpy did is just way much bigger, and he finds himself at the rocket launcher. Again, showing him his double barrel and shoving his down his throat. 1-0, Garpy starting off strong again.
He was actually chasing the whole map around to get a hit on that, but on that destroyed the peaker with one shotgun blast. And yeah, the first fight showed that Undead playing a light, as soon as his armor was gone, the frag went to Garpy.
Now Undead really has to show how he can use the movement style of Anarchy to avoid damage while picking up every little bit of light armor he can. And he's zooming around the map pretty fast. Garpy's having none of it and saying, okay, I have the frag lead, I'll pick up the items, and when I see you, I shoot you.
Yeah, it's actually his first rotation, and he delays it a bit. So he has that going for himself, and that is pretty much at the back foot. He does have the light to his name, but some of it gets removed right off the bat. He stacked up a little bit on his inject, which gives him a small overstack. Now he is near the heavy and he gets a great position. Garpy rockets himself and the armor, the heavy gets stolen by Undead, and also he gets his first frag. So we have a tie, and none of the champions is really in control.
And another great barrage of rockets again, but Garpy's shotgun prevailed somehow. 40 HP to his name as he gets his second frag. I thought he was gonna die again. That little self rocket at the heavy armor just a minute ago was not all too expensive in the end, because Garpy managed to pull it back. Still lacking the HMG. Great rocket from the Russian player, eliminating all the armor overstack and a little bit more as well from Garpy. Garpy now has to watch out, because he can't just drop in and push the item with brute force. He has to deal some damage first. He does so, but Undead returns it. He bails out in time, so Garpy can pick it up in the end unchallenged.
Yeah, and now the delay comes into play from Garpy that he set up 1 or 2 rotations ago, and this gets him both items. He needed the heavy to stack back up, but at least he denied it to Undead, who's only having 50 armor and a little bit of overstack from his inject.
Indeed, and in the end, I mean, as long as Garpy controls the heavy, the overstack ability from Anarchy's inject is not as significant, because he only has 75 armor to cover all that HP up. Garpy gets caught with the wrong weapon and eats a lot of lightning gun there. This is definitely a comeback point for Undead, as he can swing the control around. Good use taking the major item, good use of the injection, keeping up the HP, but he's still out of armor. He brute forces his way into the tower of the heavy and gets this item again. And now we see a full stack Anarchy for the first time of this game, basically.
Yeah, what was really interesting, none of those rockets connected onto the CPMA champ. Oh, but as soon as I say those words, Garpy proves that he still can hit a CPMA champ and takes the lead again.
One of Garpy's famous banana rockets must have hit its mark there. Bending the rockets in space and time. Basically becoming heat searching missiles and finding Undead's Anarchy and smashing them. Good rockets there, but he can't drop into the constant stream of lightning gun. Good rocket from Undead as well, and he comes out on top in the end. 67 HP after the fight there. Light armor, heavy armor to pick up. And Undead is looking solid stepwise. They're finding each other again, but Undead's LG is not hitting as well. His rocket in the end does enough damage to put Garpy on sub 50 stack. He just stacks up a little bit, but Garpy's definitely hurting a lot. Trying to run away and find some stack, health, armor, anything to pick up without taking any damage for it. while Undead keeps cycling the major items.
Yeah, Undead is proving that he has some good control. Ah, those defensive rockets changed the plan from Undead. He might have had an in heavy, but that one got denied. And the follow-up, a lot of LG damage from Garpy, and he uses his speaker to chase it up. And yeah, he is again in the lead. So even if Undead gets some items, and even one full rotation, he isn't able to take the lead. As soon as Garpy is back in control, he steals the lead from Undead.
And despite Undead hitting much damage, he kind of stops hitting that hard when he's in control. It seems like a little bit, yeah, pecs for him that he can't keep his aim going, and a beautiful string of lightning gun incinerating Undead's energy, getting himself a 2-frag lead. Good job, Garpy. And he keeps like damaging him and pressuring him all the time, so he's never comfortable at going somewhere to stack up. And with that commanding stack lead, he can go in. Pika does some nice damage there. And Undead is definitely dead. It's just a question of how much damage he can kill beforehand, and it's a little bit at least. Armor overstack is gone, but not too much as well to swing the momentum at some point. Or get a frag off the spawn. Garpy picks up the mega health and denies another light armor, so Undead is very much in a weak position right here. Can't really fall back to any of the light armors because he picked the one in red room just before going to the heavy tower there.
And he also
has an idea where he is, but he can't do damage.
he doesn't have the tools. Ah, now he collects a lightning gun, so he might have the tool now to remove the overstack from Garpy. At least some armor. Oh, what does rocket connected nice, but Garpy can stack up on the mega health mid-fight, and yeah, he even floats Undead in the air and gets another frag. So
perfect reaction there. Like, lifting up that energy, stopping the momentum, the movement on the ground as well, to give the knockback the right direction. And Garpy follows it up just off the spawn again, making it a 5-frag game. With 2 minutes to go, Undead really has to put in some work to make that comeback happen. And he does! Nice shotgun damage, almost deleting Garpy's stack completely. But in the end, the British Bulldog comes out on top, answering himself with some nice shotgun damage.
yeah, he even waits a moment to hear if Undead is above the portal. And even casually gets 2 frags after it. Yeah, I think this one is played. I think Undead still wants to soldier on to get at least some damage in.
But he leaves Undead so weak. Undead don't really ever had the stack in the past 2 minutes to make an aggressive play, because Garpy was monitoring his movements so well and always dealing that little bit of chip damage that denied Undead any kind of comfortable stack himself.
1 minute warning.
And now in the closing minutes, Undead could be getting the kill here, but he can't close in on Garpy. Garpy always has so good positioning in this cup.
He did.
Incinerator.
Yeah, he did earn himself the heavy in this fight, but he even decides to leave it up and go for a frag, because there is no time left.
Oh, this is the first map for Garpy, and despite it being a rather rocky start in terms of keeping control and keeping a consistent rotation and keeping constricting your enemy out of the map, it spiraled out pretty fast once Garpy got that amount of control that he could afford to do a little bit more and be a little bit more aggressive. And he just kept pressuring on that so well, using the speed of the struck to match the energy with perfection. Also, the Pika plays always did their part as well, doing some damage with that little drone. And in the end, a well-deserved win for Garpy.
Yeah, look at the control.
Yeah, that was insane, right?
Indeed.
Like 3 to 4 times the item pickups, and then you can't do anything with a light champion. Okay. Next map is going to be Awoken. And another pocket pick from Undead there with a slash.
Yeah, but what was awesome, I think it still was like 4 or 5 minutes that Undead could have a great presence on the map. But as soon as Garpy got the rotation, you know, the delay of the heavy, that moment I think was an important part of his win.
That's for sure. Garpy's ready. Undead's needing a little bit of time. And yeah, in the end, I mean, we will get on the second map, but it's just a question of time. I think Undead needs a little bit of a break after that beating he took on Corrupted Keep. I mean, it looked so close at the start, but then it spiraled out of control in like 2 minutes. And Garpy chained frag after frag after frag, and at some point it was such a huge lead that, yeah, it was so unlikely for Undead to do anything to mount a comeback.
Yeah, well, while we have some downtime, I see that we got some more followers. So thanks, Stotty Games, for the follow. And I think it's Dotty7 odd or something.
If it could be German, and then it would be Datentod.
Okay. Thank you for the follow. And Swan too. Of course, Maestro Gaming also thanks for the follow.
Yeah.
You're having a great day, I think, with 2 Maestros.
3 Maestros. Well, 1 is in the final already.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Both players are ready, and now we'll load probably the last map of the series. I mean, the slash in control can be so hard to beat, but then again, it's Awoken, and slash is not the most, frequent pick on this map, and I think that has some reasons. But on the other hand, Undead is a very, very good slash, so we need to see whether he can manage to come back from that devastating loss on the first map.
Yeah. Yeah, Slash is the champion who can get away with a lot because of her speed. So I'm curious if Undead can bank on that.
Yeah, and I really wonder how Undead is going to see the Nyx. After all, she's rocking the camouflage even when she's not in the ghost form. I mean, the blue hairs are quite visible, but the rest of the body? Come on, that sounds like please.
3, 2,
Okay, let's start out with the unusual pick on this map as well. As he gets the Mega Health spawn, activates the ability right away, he tries to steal the item, but he gets railed for his troubles. Garpy activates the Ghost Walk, and he could have stayed around for the second rail to finish off his opponent. But the stacks are kind of equal, a slight advantage to Garpy after that little entanglement on the first rotation of the major items. There's not a significant delay between them. And Garpy's on the better position, especially after a rocket like this. Now he just needs to bully Undead out of the heavier area, and he does that. Good LG there. Garpy's with a commanding stack already. But now he needs to find a way to chase the much faster champion. And he's just waiting for him to run into his crosshair, which I think is probably one of the better decisions. Considering the game just started, you're not gonna catch her anyway, and by chasing you just risk to take so much damage from defensive rockets.
Well, that is showing the speed of the champion. He can be everywhere in a few seconds. He had a nice unreturned rail onto Garpy, but he can't follow it up. Garpy gets the heavy. And Undead is just basic stack, which a lot of it gets removed. They do trade that rail. But Garpy is setting up a tent near Mega Health, but he gets bounced up. And the Mega Health gets stolen by Undead, who gets the first frag.
The Ghost War was just activated a little bit too late that he's not gonna come out of it on time.
Stopwatch.
And that cost Garpy so much because Undead stack was basically full after picking that up, and he landed a direct rocket to blow up the Nyx, and now, well, now it's the chasing game for Garpy, and he really has to find a way to close in the gap and damage Undead so much that he can actually get the kill out of it. It looks great, but 2 HP and the railgun and the tree for Undead, giving himself a second frag.
Yeah,
What
he
an
cannot be here. No! Oh, why? It's such a predictable play to do that. And Garpy, of course he has a nose for that. But yeah, this means that Garpy gets himself on the board. I think Undead should have conceded the heavy.
Yeah, he maybe should have just opted to do some damage from the railgun platform, or even the platform above heavy as well, but going
The 90!
for drive-by is so huge. Yeah, the 99 damage on that one as well. How can you do it?
Yeah, homing missiles.
Garpy is bending those. I bet those are secretly peekers.
Yeah, well, he's from England, right? So maybe he can bend it like backhand.
Maybe he can. Yeah, but he's still one frag down, and Undead has been finding some stack without taking any damage. I mean, the stack is nowhere near Garpy's, but it's alright, and he has a stack now where he can set up some traps and do some defensive damage without being out of the game for the next minute, once again, as soon as he gets hit by a rail or a rocket. And he earns himself another major item there. Blocking off all the platform with a plasma trail, basically, and Garpy's having none of it. Trying to spam a little bit and maybe get some chip damage, and that rocket hit its mark. 75 damage on the sledge. Good lightning gun to follow it up, and Undead is hurting. He gets himself the heavy armor, and the rails are being traded. Stacks are even, and Garpy misses the drive throw and gets hit by a direct rocket, and the Ghost Walk is activated in the perfect split second. That railgun would have killed him, and they trade rails once more, but Undead was railable, so why did he go for a trade there, Rob?
Yeah, he gave that one to Garpy, and Garpy ties the game. And he has a great position on the heavy, but yes, Undead playing Slash just bullies himself into the area with her speed. And connects some nice LG to Garpy, which makes him change his plan. So we have a tie, but I think the stack lead is in Undead's favor right now. And he's chasing, but Garpy uses the Invis to evade that fight. But we still have a chase, and the rockets, the first one didn't connect. Which means Undead gets the lead.
Yeah, the only one rocket connect on a double overstack slash is nowhere near enough. And the lightning gun of Undead wasn't missing a beat, and again it wasn't missing a beat. 2 frag lead. It seems like as soon as Undead has the control, he speeds up the game pace by like 2 or 3 times. And again he found the Nyx. No Ghost Walk to work with, it just came off cooldown after he died.
Yeah, and there was no armor for him on lightning gun. So yeah, he was pretty much gone as soon as he was spotted. But, oh, he can take the heavy. Yeah, he still needs to shop for a lightning gun. But he does have his signature rocket launcher to himself. So, and that is, well, he's conceding a bit. I think he wants to wait on the light. And after he collects that one, he's ready for action.
Yeah, but he still needs to close in, and I think at some point he is going to have to use the Ghost Walk in an aggressive fashion, if he really wants to close that gap. But Undead is doing such a good job in avoiding a lot of damage. I mean, he just got hit by some rockets there, but he's back to normal stack again, basically.
Garpy tried an aggressive ghost warp there, but it didn't pay out. The speed of Slash just made Undead gone in a second.
Yeah, and I mean, in the end, it's always a little bit of a gamble when you do like an aggressive ghost walk. So he really has to find a way to understand Undead's decision on when to turn and where to go. And even then, it's going to be a very hard time chasing up with such a fast champion who goes from 0 to like 500, 700 UPS in no time.
Oh,
And
it's
hits
nice
direct
of them.
hits like this.
Oh, but Garpy returns the favor. I think Undead is a little bit caught out in this place. If Garpy can trap him, no, he can't. Undead escapes and Garpy gets the heavy.
5 minutes to go. No, not 5 minutes. It's sorry, 2.5 minutes to go. 3 frag game. It's definitely possible. But Undead has been doing such a good job in using the speed to avoid contact with Garpy that I'm really wondering how it's going to be possible for the British Bulldog to find these frags or even opportunities to get them.
And I think he also uses his ability to deny the time files.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it gives him some speed boost, and he can't be chased because the Plasma Strail will do a lot of damage if you chase through it as well.
And he basically decides to not show up for any item.
Another aggressive Ghost Walk? No Ghost Walk.
Well, he holds the angle, but on that could not connect his rail shot, and he's a bit playing the portal game. But I think what Garpy is doing, he's still getting control, and instead of chasing Undead into the items, oh, but while I say that, Undead gets the Mega Health and removes a lot of overstack Garpy had from the heavy. Well, a lot, almost everything, to be exact. Yeah, this is a tough job for Garpy. Let's give him some screen time. See
Yeah,
if he
the
can
end
see
is the chasing one. But Undead's doing such a good job at just finding the spot and the timing, where and when to put the rocket. Oh, and that rail would have been such a game changer for him, but now he should be able to have him, and another rail that misses. And Garpy can't afford to chase anymore. He has lost so much stack due to the defensive rockets. Undead could have even pick up the heavy, but he didn't. And I think we will see that item up for a long time, unless Garpy chases him into it.
Yeah, and he needs to get 3 frags to at least get a tie in 30 seconds. On the Slash. That's a steep hill to climb. But he might get at least one in this situation. He chases this one up, decides to go for the item, and now he needs to go for the frag. He spots Undead out, but Undead has his LG ready. And yeah.
Off the bounce pad, Undead is gonna hit that all the time.
Indeed.
What a map that was. Like, we've seen all the paces. Slow, fast, insanely slow, insanely fast. Good play from Undead, taking the map number 2.
Yeah, and
for such a long time.
this is our first tie. This awesome. Yeah, does this mean we are getting Deep Embrace, or that one was banned, right?
The last map actually is going to be Deep Embrace. It's Eisen against Ranger.
Nice. So yeah, this is a great semi-final.
It definitely is.
Okay, and that is taking 1 minute to refresh himself.
And I definitely think that Undead showed how to play Slash on Awoken. Which
Yeah.
not many players are capable of doing.
Yeah, but this just proves that Slash is so good on any map. because of her speed, she can just get away with so much stuff.
Yeah, she definitely can. And she can block off the way to chase her, so you have to cut her up, but if she hears you coming at her, she can just turn around and will beat you to the other point again. So that's pretty hard. If she's not running into you with the 500,000 KMH or whatever unit you prefer, it's gonna be very tough to get that guy.
Yeah, I wonder if we what the other brackets or the lower bracket is doing right now. So I see that Sirius has beaten Maestro Hell.
Yes.
So Sirius is in the final. And if we look at the lower bracket, oh, we might as well. Oh, Wenger wants an invite. Can you invite him?
Yes. Can I though? He's in the menu.
And also ZSX with a space at the end.
I can't oh no, I can invite ZSX as well. There we go.
Okay, nice. Okay, they're both ready, so as soon as they enter...
So let's go. Both players said they are ready. This is the decider. Eisen against Ranger. It's a very interesting matchup because this map can play it in so many different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I think looking at the champions, it's a pretty even pick. Although the orb is a great tool to also get the heavy in an easier way.
Yeah, that's true. And not only that, but just the sheer damage amount or the ability to change position so quick can be such a huge advantage
Prepare to fight.
for an Ranger player
Round
like
begins in
Garpy, who's not moving, but he said he was ready. What now? Okay, there we go.
fight.
Garpy's getting the railgun spawn. He's not opting to pick a light armor up before going to his item. And they will meet for sure, but yeah, Undead is kind of careful as well. Not trying to give away his position too soon. They meet now, and the damage trade at first goes in Undead's favor, hitting so much shotgun damage, and the rockets aren't, well, that much in response there, especially because Garpy hit himself a little bit with them. But he can, as he is the Ranger, steal both items away, and he's trying to go for it. Will we see a dire orb play? No, a rocket jump. And another rocket jump into the dire orb. Now he has full control.
Undead suicided.
Oh, really? How?
Oh, the ring out!
Yeah, he gave him that little push over the edge. I mean, suicidal tendencies are no joke, but he just hit that rail in the perfect moment to shove him into the wild seas.
Yeah, embracing the deep. But this is a rough start for Undead. Oh, he does get the Mega Health mid-fight, and Timmy the turret seals the deal. 2 against 1, and Undead gets, well, not on the board, but 2-0.
Ignoring the turret like that while he's locked onto you is maybe not the best idea. Damage traded, but in the end the trade stopped because it's a one-way road and Undead replies... not replies, just deals so much damage with the railgun that even the heavy can't save Garpy anymore.
Yeah, he used the pillar to perfection to mitigate the incoming damage, but
Weapons factory.
we have a trade.
Yeah, the orb was used to close in and then... the turret was still locked on and switched targets
Stop
pretty
watch.
quickly. And Garpy died to the turret again. Timmy is definitely the MVP so far for Undead. Good railgun from the British Bulldog. I mean, no, he will not even hit it. So Timmy's still there.
So Undead pretty much recovered from that rough start, and no, well, we're back to square one with 2 minutes in the game. That's the only difference.
And he placed Timmy at another spot, it seems like. It's below the heavy
Need
now.
assistance.
Headshot.
What a railgun shot. Pixel perfect. Finds the little gap there. Creates himself an angle. Finds Undead with off the spawn with just a railgun in his hands, and that's definitely not the weapon you want to have in this situation. He decides to not go for the light armor, and because he doesn't want to take a risk at the heavy being stolen away.
Yeah, and he still knows that Undead is shopping for a weapon, so he wants to chase this one up. He connects a nice handy, and another one. That was a 63, but enough to seal the deal.
Great rockets. Finally denies another small armor, and I think there's no one up at the map at the moment. So Undead stack is really in a tough spot, and despite him having good weaponry at the moment, he's in no position to fight. Being up there in the control point and being pushed like that and without returning any damage is definitely not what you want for as Undead. And even going silent, Garpy gets the frag because Undead just runs into him, being pressured so much by the British player.
Yeah, Garpy just waited on that to move, and that was the moment he knew where he should plant his crosshair and finish the deal. Yeah, and that has no precedent on this map. There's nothing for him to grab.
Yeah, because he's always doing so much damage that the armor overstack appears, so Garpy gets the light armor on the up the middle. And then, ooh, but this could swing around pretty quickly.
Shoot with it.
Considering the stack difference, Undead dealt a lot of damage there. But anyway, Garpy cycled even a little bit of the light armors as well, so Undead never had anything to work for him stack-wise, and that allowed him to never set up any traps with confidence because he was basically never stack-wise in a spot to do so, because every little bit of damage would put him into one-shot territory.
Oh, the damage Garpy is putting out onto Undead. It's rough to see, but also nice to see on the other end. But, well, Undead gets a frag on the board. He still has a steep hill to climb. 7 frags down for a tie. Oh, and he gets caught out by the lightning gun.
5-minute warning.
Takes a jump pad and a clean frag from Garpy.
Undead has a little bit going for him, but Garpy's rockets are dealing so much damage. Orb has a little bit of a distraction, and the rocket was not enough to bounce him into the deep there.
Even
Sacrifice to the... What is this?
yeah, I think it was a tactical rocket jump because he placed himself in near Undead instead of going for the item. So he isn't able to bank on a kill, but the follow-up he seals the deal. So yeah, I think that was a tactical rocket jump. It was just to get another position to do the damage.
Maybe.
Well, I said it, so it's true. Well, yeah, I think the heavy goes to Undead. I'm giving him some screen time. Because he has a steep mountain to climb, but he does get both items right after each other. The Garpy has basic stack and the positioning. Yeah, which he demonstrates here. Undead takes the jump pad and walks into a lot of LD damage. Garpy uses the orb as a distraction. This time around, he doesn't do a tactical rocket jump.
What a nasty play that was. Insanity. And
Yeah.
it's got a little steeper.
Oh, he does deny the position for the heavy to Garpy, but Garpy just walks down and kills him. Wow! A floating Garpy who does connect a rail mid-flight. And now the Mega Health goes to Undead. So Garpy needs to shop for the poverty items. Oh, he holds an angle. His rail doesn't connect. But he's also turning the corner right where Undead is trying to chase him. So he's evading a lot of damage, and I think he can get to the heavy. No, he gets spotted out, takes the jump pad. Good kill from Undead.
Yeah, exactly. And it was right before the heavy as well, so his stack is pretty huge right now.
Oh, but now he chases Garpy into the Mega Health. No, he chases him up to the jump pad.
The railgun misses. It wouldn't have killed him anyway, but going up that bounce pad, finding Garpy's shotgun and dire orb, putting the double barrel of pain into Undead's throat and shoving down some pellets there. And just continues with a frag. Gets the heavy to his name again. And that's another clinic after a rather tough map of Garpy on Awoken. This looks like the Garpy all day long. Smashing his enemy and absolute dominance.
Yeah, he also has a clean rotation going. After every frag, he can just choose between two items.
I love the smell of gunpowder.
Just keeps going. Warming himself up for Sirius, I guess. Who's waiting for him in the final.
Yeah, still Undead has some action in the lower bracket after this one. But
Exactly.
in 1 minute, I don't think he will get back in this one.
Because unlike other weeks, whoever wins this final is qualified. Not the two who reach it, which is the usual procedure in the challenges.
Yeah.
So the winner of the final qualifies, and then we play the loser bracket up until a loser bracket final, where the loser of the winner bracket final is going to be placed automatically, and the winner of that last game in the loser bracket is going to be the second seed of the challenges then.
Yeah, good showing of Undead. He took Awoken pretty convincingly, but well, Garpy on the radar was just too strong for Undead's Eisen.
The Nyx hasn't been working out for him today, so Sirius might have done him a favor.
Prepare to fight.
Maybe.
Especially considering that Garpy now is a Doom guy.
Round begins
Yes, and I'm pretty curious why Sirius picked Garpy over Doom, but we might see it in the game. Gets the kind of more unfavorable spawn as a light champion,
Yeah,
and he
Garpy.
rotates away from the item, which leaves Garpy with full control, uncontested. Good lightning gun, but the rail response from Garpy is nothing to ignore. Sirius is down to 83 HP after picking up a light health bubble, and Sirius is not looking that healthy. It's a little bit pale. Ooh, and that rail is making matters worse.
Well, and we're starting to see that insane LG that Sirius has got to offer. Sirius, if he's not careful, might be too low down, and he is, and Garpy will be able to get the control train going, now picking the heavy, and plenty of time until the next weapon shows up. Oh, Sirius winning the LG fight when he didn't have the stack to really do it.
I mean, the LG what Garpy was hitting was pretty nuts, but Sirius just put a little bit on top of that and survived. Even though it was with a slight small stack, but he survived. He keeps surviving even longer. Still railable though, just not anymore. Garpy picked up the heavy. Ooh, no rails traded. Good job from Sirius. And a ghost walk to save him once more. Sirius gets to see another day. Garpy found him though, but he can't close in as he jumps past the corner too quickly.
Well, Garpy's railable, he's gotta be careful.
Oh, what a greeting! Coming through the teleporter and imagine getting a present like this. That's definitely not a cool present. And another ghost robe, and so far Sirius just had been using them to survive, really. Never could create a situation for him with it. But now Garpy's railable, but Sirius doesn't have an angle. And Garpy picks up the Mega. And he finds the Nyx again! And melts a stack down. The Incinerator is doing such a good job.
Sirius again extremely low, and he goes down, and Garpy is up by 3 frags early in Awoken here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we see now why Garpy's picking Awoken, and he was just not showing it in the first 2.
Yeah, confusing the scouts everywhere. Getting it for when it matters the most. Water fell through the murder hole. Now Sirius has got his tail between his legs. And gotta be careful. Garpy giving the position a little bit away for the Mega, but having the stack to quickly get into position without it being too much trouble. And Sirius is on hot water, but using the Ghost Wall. Escape, and what a switch! Garpy finding the rail angle. Oh, but now he's in trouble. He's in the corner here, and Sirius with not much of an angle though. Oh, and Garpy using a nice maneuver there with the nails to get away.
Good damage again, but Sirius still gets the item.
Oh, we are seeing the Saitama getting pulled, and that was not enough. Made a dent to the stack though, and Sirius is on a natural stack now, and Garpy is just a little bit more stacked than Sirius. Not anymore after the Savvy pickup, and Garpy needs to be careful not to give away all this good work that he did on the first 3.5 minutes of this map.
Yeah, exactly, and Sirius just created a very nice opening for him and collecting a lot of vials, so his Ghost Walk is up in no time again. A little bit too late for the heavy though, but he could be using it just after the... Okay, he can't. He died.
Oh, getting up close against Garpy's rock. Not a good position.
That was an insane amount of damage coming out of him. Such...
Oh, and Garpy with some good LG. Oh, and Sirius shoots the pillar, takes out Garpy, but also himself in the process.
Yes, and Garpy had such a good... No, Sirius had such a good spawn. He gets all the weapons for free and the Mega Health.
5-minute warning.
So Sirius has got to watch out. Garpy does a good trap on that light armor. Gets a lot of damage, but Sirius gets to retreat to the heavy, and he's in a little bit of control here. Might be able to get a lot of damage, but Garpy doing some cute maneuvers there with the double jump, trying to catch Sirius off guard, and might be able to get some cheeky damage here.
Actually, Garpy opens up. Gets answered back with a railgun from Sirius though, and as Garpy picks up the light armor, the direct hits. That is insane. Garpy's looking for everything that he can pick up that is armor or health right now, and despite all the damage that Sirius is doing, he can't seem to find a frag on Garpy.
Yeah, Sirius trying to trap Garpy at LG light armor, but Garpy is actually actually on the other side of the map, getting the other light armor, so Sirius has really failed him this time. And Garpy being incredibly elusive here, giving loads of control, but allowing himself to stay alive, and Sirius potentially giving away the Mega, but Garpy is just not there at all.
The shadows hide me.
Extremely careful. Sirius with a decent ghost walk. If he finds frags him, that's for sure.
I think it was rather unfortunate that he activated it, because Garpy was just waiting around the corner, and using the Ghost Walk robbed Sirius of an opportunity. But the vials will be his.
Oh,
Completely.
we're a few rockets from Garpy.
Yeah. But the heavies, the Mega is just spawning after that, so makes the stack, despite not having the best armor, still looking great. Good chip damage from Garpy though, and now he a little bit switched the momentum. He's in a good position already, but Sirius's damage output is a little bit higher, and this could decide the fight over the heavy armor. It seems like Garpy's not even really trying to risk anything and go for it. I mean, in the end, 4 frags in 2.5 minutes is still a tall order. Especially on such a mobile champ like the Doomslayer.
Oh, Sirius messing up his movement a little bit here. Oh, and Garpy with a nice trap at the railgun. But you've got to watch out. Sirius has proven before that his LG is enough to win fights that he shouldn't really be winning. Garpy is very careful. Sirius manages to restack on the heavy, and now on the Mega. Garpy finding those rail angles.
On another aggressive Ghost Walk, but Garpy heard the activation and turned around on a dime. As having none of it, moving to Banana and running away from the Serbian player. Who really has to find the frags, and he misses the rail.
Garpy being on the other end of
And Sirius left.
Awoken here after doing exactly what Undead did to him.
Yeah, basically.
Using that maneuverability of the Doom guy with a double jump to escape danger all the time.
Yeah, so Garpy shows that it was actually Nyx that was giving his, well, playing him on the Nyx. Of Garpy using the Nyx is was the reason he was having a hard time on Awoken, but this time around he's playing against the Nyx and has a Doom to itself. He proves that he can get a win on Awoken and on Sirius for that matter, so good place.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe he was just playing Awoken on the hard mode for the past minutes. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's load into map number 2.
Now Garpy one map ahead, one map to making it to the QPL relegation bracket.
Yeah, but he still has to deal with the LG from Sirius on Corrupted Keep.
Yeah, that can be dangerous, but if he's careful like he was on Awoken for most of that time, he can take this one for sure, but there's nothing like actually playing it to deciding who wins and who loses.
Prepare to fight.
Indeed.
And let's get on with it. We got Garpy on the Strong and the Sirius on Galena.
3, 2, 1. Fight.
And the faster champion goes for the...
Garpy rockets right away.
Yeah, he went.
Armor right by the nail gun, the red one.
What an interesting start. He put such a huge delay between the items that, yeah, there will be a fight over the mega health. Definitely for sure. If not, the players diminish one of their stacks significantly before this is going to happen. He falls back to the tower already. Seems like he switched through the timing. No, he didn't. And in the end, he picked it up. A little bit of chip damage to follow it up by Sirius, but nothing too hard to not justify Garpy being on the heavy. It looks like Garpy's gonna get this as well, but Sirius has 2 totems up already and is collecting a lot of vials. One is being removed right there, and the stacks are back to even.
Oh,
the lightning gun battle.
LG5, that was very good LG from Garpy.
Yeah, he out LG'd him there. Definitely dealing more damage in that encounter. And the Peeker making matters worse even. And Garpy gets another rotation.
Garpy actually finished the job. Garpy will be able to get on this LG pretty much uncontested here. Sirius is on up order again! As he stays on the nail room and only has the nail gun to fight with. Oh, and the spawn here, Garpy without the stack will be able to contest the spawn. Very good Peeker usage. Sirius forced to deal some out of control damage on this mega, but not even that is enough. Garpy gets another frag. And again, Garpy's doing amazing.
It seems like Sirius is just trying to get Garpy to a point where his stack is so low that Garpy can't run away after the spawn, and Sirius just gets the control by spawning with a better stack.
Stopwatch.
But Garpy's not gonna let that happen as he picks up the mega health without taking any damage to it. Finds Sirius once more, and 2 rockets to the chest of the Galena. Give Garpy another frag, and he slaps the heavy onto his name once more.
Sirius can't even get himself weapons or anything. So Garpy is just finding him off spawn. Oh, Sirius is also chasing. Oh, those were nice nails, and finally Sirius gets on the board. But down 5 frags with only 2.5 minutes to go. Blade, sorry. The Sirius already this much on the back foot, and I don't think this was the start that he planned out.
It's definitely not the start he looked for, but being with this being corrupted keep, he definitely has the time to pull this back.
Oh, for sure.
And he's trying to, but it seems like he's not forcing the situations anymore. This push was a little bit, optimistic, but the direct rocket in the mid made matters worse, and he almost gets pushed out, but Garpy's LG finished it off in the end. 12 HP. This is super unfortunate that the shotgun of Sirius didn't do any more damage there, and Garpy would have been, sleeping with a fish for sure. No items.
Oh, but Sirius's shotgun is not broken this time.
No, that was a 120 to the face if I've ever seen one.
Oh, Sirius trying to go for this cheeky directs, and they worked once, not gonna work twice. Oh, Sirius almost had a rocket on him while the Garpy was recovering from using the Peeker.
Yeah, I think he just missed him there. He didn't properly see him.
Yeah,
That was definitely an opportunity.
Going for the heavy control at the moment here.
I am not wrong for this world.
Doesn't matter how much damage Sirius is dishing out. It feels like Garpy can match that and even outdamage him time and time again. Which is, of course, a lot due to the weapons that Garpy has to work with, and Sirius hasn't, obviously. But Garpy creates a situation for a weapon that he has and Sirius doesn't have, and then he just wins. And that's it, Sirius leaves.
Sirius doesn't appear to be too happy at the moment. And the Garpy will be playing on the QPL tournament, on the relegation bracket, against one of the 2 players who... the 2 players that finished last on the European leaderboards.
Yeah. Yeah, strong showing from Garpy. Serious that did not have any footing in that game. And he leaves the honor to himself to GG early out of it. Because he still has a match, some matches to go on the lower bracket.
Fight.
Alright, and the Cherry gets the red room spawn, and then it gets the rocket launcher spawn. And this time that does not use the inject right away. Doesn't even use it at all.
Oh, and that is...
Position here to get their weapons.
Yeah, Undead's armor is completely gone, and Chera got both lights, so Undead is in a rough spot there. If he gets caught out with a lightning gun, everything is removed pretty fast. But he actually gets pushed into the heavy with some tickling LG from Chera. And they have a bit of a standoff. They both know where they are, but trying to catch some unreturned damage. While the most damage went on Chera, who's really low. He decides to back off and retreat to the heavy.
Really low, and they're about to trade items.
Oh, he does get some nice HMG damage on the mega health pickup from Undead, removing all the armor he has to his name.
Oh, and the LG is extremely good with Undead just passing, and
yeah, this is a crack.
to jump at, and Chera's up 1-0. With only a minute and 30 seconds played, and Chera's LG again being very good early on here, and the rockets with Chera allow us at least gain some position on heavy.
Oh,
Then you have to be very careful.
that actually conceded very good in that fight. He didn't fall. And Chera decided to go for the item instead of the kill.
Stopwatch.
But still, Chera is able to do a lot of damage
Yeah,
to
Chera
Undead.
control now, and they're kind of forced to get relegated to the poverty items. Oh, Chera, very careful not to get hit by a rocket as he exits the teleporter.
Yeah, they're both playing a little bit defensive. Nobody wants to throw away a lead. Oh, but Chera gets raked out!
How unlucky was that?
Oh, that Undead earned some screen time with that action.
I see.
And he has the mega health to his name, inject, and the heavy. So, yeah, he turned this around.
Yeah, and if he plays his cards right, he might get his control train going. Oh, that's a good rocket from Chera throwing Undead out of his way path. Oh, and Chera double jumps in front of Undead's LG, and that spells doom for him.
He does take position for heavy, and Undead decides to retreat.
Get himself on the light armor and the rocket as well. Deals some good damage with the HMG, nullifying some of that heavy that Chera just picked up. He's not looking too great himself. Helps to give a position for the back. Chera overstays his welcome. And, is not nearly as stacked as it could have been.
And it actually was a decent rocket from Undead to at least remove some overstack on Chera. But Chera receives the heavy, and this is in a pretty good fighting condition. He's deciding to chase up. Oh, a handy as a defensive rocket from Undead. And he scared Chera completely away from chasing that frag up. So he's still in the lead. Pretty weak, so he needs to be defensive, and I don't think he has a... He can be presence on the heavy, which gets collected cleanly by Chera.
Yeah, now Chara is playing with a fat Doom guy.
You sit up.
But then with his pocket mega, equalizes the stacks a little bit. And even rotating those shards pretty well. That's always an advantage of someone playing against a Doom guy. That,
5-minute warning.
the Doom guy ability is so rarely used that time shards are your opponents. But Chara again, picking up the heavy uncontested, having heaps of control. Oh, and then it's some very good damage, but clearly not enough as Chara picks up the second frag that got taken away by that suicide.
But he can
rifle.
chase this up. Oh no, not with that rocket that he received. Because all the armor is gone from Chara, and Undead collected the mega health, and now the heavy.
Oh, but Undead are getting trapped with his own movement.
He does get Chara really low.
Oh, Undead is looking very good here to get his frag, and he's up one frag and just picked up the mega. And I don't know if Chara realized the stack of Undead, but that was good damage anyway. First up the inject. And that still needs to be careful. One good rocket changes everything. And the Chara playing really, really conserved at the moment, trying not to give too much damage away. And as I say that, he goes for the bully, and the bully's Undead away from the mega.
Yeah, I wonder he
Both.
Sit up, baby.
yeah, he does have enough time to go straight to the heavy and scare on that away from that item too.
Yeah, now we see a complete reverse in control here. Undead is forced to wander in the red room and the rocket launcher area. Wow.
I see.
But he does get himself on the light, allows Chara to pick up that item uncontested. Only winning by one frag, so I don't think that wants to give the map.
That lightning gun damage. Oh, that hurt.
Gives up a frag to get that heavy anyway.
Yeah, I actually thought I saw Chara just using the gauntlet from a distance, so the opening damage was from Undead, but after that one he got chased by Chara with the LG, which was a bit unexpected looking at what Undead did. Well, he just received a lot of damage, and that made Chara tie the game up.
Yeah, and Chara just waiting till the barrage of rockets ends. And then popping that inject again, and that inject might give him enough stack to challenge for the mega. And it certainly does, and he picks it up. And
Oh, a fake rocket jump!
faking the rocket jump.
Oh, what a good play. That got him this frag.
That might have won him the map if
Yeah.
the game right.
Indeed. Good call, only 2 minutes.
Going defensive on the light bubbles, no less.
Dodging the rockets.
Chara
from-
drop. Very good play from Undead, being 2 frags up with 1:30 to go. On this map, certainly enough to turn it around, but Undead has shown us time and time again that he's no slouch on the defensive game.
Yeah, great control.
Control.
The only thing he's missing, he's not adding that light on in the red room to his name, but yeah, Chara isn't even able to get to it, so good play. Oh, but this time around, Chara gets the mega health, but still he loses the fight.
Yeah, Chara doesn't have much to fight with, only the shotgun, and Undead wisely kept his distance.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. Still 3 frags to go for Chara if he wants to tie it.
Oh, those defensive rockets absolutely destroying Chera's momentum.
Yeah, and Undead can stack back up on the mega health, while Chera has nothing to his name. Oh, his shotgun does do some damage, but it's not enough. And Undead
You win.
walks away with this map.
Yeah, and that goes up 1-0 on the slower bracket matchup. And there's still no news on Pasita versus Inns.
Pasita versus Inns are playing, I think, but I just don't know what the score is because I can't find anyone who's covering that. But they are both in game.
Yeah, probably playing game map number 3 or something.
And with Garpy winning the winner bracket final, as the rules say, he will face the 10th place of the regular season, which is most likely going to be toxic.
Okay. Hey. One. Chera disappeared. Is he? Did he leave a message?
Maybe he's not starting the game.
Maybe it's just restarting, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly run to the toilet.
Chera is still streaming, at least.
Be right back.
And here we go, we got map number 2, DM6 here, we got Chera on the Galena and the Undead on Athena. Both players on completely different champions, played with opposite tools, I'd say. Athena using a lot of her movement to establish her control and their positions, and the Galena using those totems as utility, as extra stack really, and in order to be able to challenge for things that she otherwise wouldn't be able to.
Prepare to fight.
Yes, right on time.
Round begins in 3.
If they are fast, we might see how this game
Fight.
again
Isn't how
as
I
well.
saw this go. May the power heal you.
Yeah, so Chera decides to leave the mega health up and delay it for a bit, but Undead did the same, and there's not that much time between the item. Oh, nice rocket! Oh, it deletes everything Undead had to his name.
Sustains you.
Oh, but he returns the favor by hitting Chera with the rail.
Yeah, but Chera with those totems stacking back up quickly, and Undead wasting no time trying to find them.
Do not die
Oh, I was
yet.
going for the cheeky totem on top of the pillar. I think Undead saw that, so it might not really work.
Yeah, he's trying to shoot it, but it didn't connect, so it's still up. And
Oh, well, not anymore with this health level. Still low. Both players in a very precarious position. And that will be taking that heavy armor, so Chera will be collecting the mega. And very wisely didn't go for the light armor down below. And then they're doing a very good job of clearing those totems and not allowing Chara to establish his overstack.
Yeah, so being a big map like this, it will always start like this. That they both have their own area on the map. And they might trade the items.
Be healed.
But nobody is really gonna chase a frag until one of them gets full in control or some great opening damage. Oh, by the way, the totem on the pillar there is still up, so it didn't get spotted by Undead.
No, Chara gets an overstack in this game. Might thank that totem. Both items spawning at exactly the same time, and that Chara going for a bit of a delay here.
This is the first big delay we have on the 2.5 minutes we
Healed in the power
are
of
in
the
this map.
Chara getting trapped on those stairs to put that totem. Some decent damage, but Undead with some very, very good rails, putting Chara on his heels.
Yeah, so on that will get the mega health, and because Chara delayed the heavy, he can get that one. And also deny an entry, or a way rather, to the heavy from Undead.
Yeah, and that totem of the pillar is now gone. No totems up for Chara. Oh, and Chara setting himself early on the mega. And then giving it up. Potentially wanting to go for the armor.
Oh, dodging those rockets, but the rail and the second one hits. But he can use his totem to stack back up.
What a direct on the bridge, preventing a death.
Yeah, this is the moment to chase. Oh, he walks into a rocket and a rail. Wow, that just stops all the momentum Chara got there. He delayed the heavy, got both items, but he couldn't bank on it. Good play from Undead. Denying. Well, basically a frag. And now he receives the heavy and has enough time to go to the mega health. He falls down without spotting Chara. Chara being a ninja and also gets some
Death is the only
rocket damage while Undead takes the jump pad to mega health. Oh, but now he walks into a lot of LG. And I think Chara is better after that fight, especially with the heavy to his name.
Yeah, and we're 5 minutes into the matchup, and I think Chara had 2 totems up for like 10 seconds.
5-minute warning.
healed in the power of the ancients.
As Undead has been doing an excellent job of taking those totems away, and another one cleared. Oh, what pressure from Undead, being everywhere, not allowing Chara to get a lot of stack and not even to get any good positions to challenge for the items.
Can't catch me now.
Oh, and he catches him now! And that will be frag number 1 for Undead, and Chara's looking completely out of the map here.
That was a cheeky play. He used the jump pad and then the hook to completely juke Chara. You know, it's normally not a good play to just jump onto a pad like that, but with his hook he just moved his position, and that was hard for Chara to do any damage.
Oh, and then that making a good play there with the tribal. And clearing yet another totem. Chara not even being able to have 2 totems up at any time.
Oh, walking into a rail. Yeah, Undead is full in control.
It's a rocket.
And he has even the stack or the overstacks from the last rotation to shop for some damage before going for an item. But now the Mega Health will spawn while he isn't there. But I think, yeah, Chera isn't also able to get a position on the Mega Health. Or actually no, he got it. Scratch that. Don't listen to me. Forget everything I said the last few seconds.
Oh, that's some incredible tri-bolt on the choke point. But then that is not looking too good right now. He's not hitting his LG.
He's escaping into a rocket.
No!
They've
What
hit you with
HP? Oh!
But he returns a defensive rail.
You better pray to any god he can find because he's needing all the help he can get. Survive this and manages to get back almost to natural stack after having survived that encounter with the totem with 1 health. And Dad doing his best to stay alive. Now he's gonna start thinking about dealing some damage to Chera, but instead he opts to flee.
Yeah, he's not even appearing at any items. He's
banking on his 1 frag being enough.
yeah, 2 minutes. Time will tell if this is a good decision.
Oh, that was some very decent damage with Rocket taking away all that overstack.
Yeah, and he's finding a great route to escape the fight. Chera isn't able to chase it, and look at that. Undead gets the heavy.
Now the items don't have any separation anymore, which means that
Oh, he gets the jump pad, but Chera doesn't have an angle. Yeah, so still 1 minute and 15 seconds to go. Oh, some nice damage from Chera onto Undead. But Undead returns the favor. He turns 180 degrees and Chera falls down to get the light. But also gets hit by the rail.
and then that gets the Mega even and is looking so good. Doesn't want to trigger that totem so that Chera doesn't know what he is. Oh, that was a smart play. With a rope not committing too much to that light armor and Chera not being able to capitalize on the would-be advantageous position otherwise. And that is so slippery. Looks like he's made of butter, no one can catch him.
Yeah, it's a great play. As soon as Chera makes a noise near him, he just escapes the area. It's a great showing of the escape artist named
And
Undead.
that takes the series 2-0 and will be moving on to play the winner of Hell versus Inns.
Yeah. But yeah, take a moment that Chera is out of tourney.
Yeah, Chera's out of the tournament.
So Undead prevails. And yeah, especially on Blood Covenant, it was pretty convincingly.
I think he was rather overmatched on Blood Covenant with the Athena, though.
Yeah. Well, Undead demonstrated it. You know, we all know that Chera can hit, but if
For Inns, if it's not really a good slash player, because as we've seen before, if you're not on point, the slash might be a silly duck.
Yeah, or a sliding duck or whatever, but she
Begins in
detonates like nothing.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Fight.
And he gets the good spawn with the slash, and he's trying to get some chip damage off. And using this
backfired.
He just makes it out. Oh, he could be losing the heavy. And yeah.
Both players avoiding the items altogether at the start of the round, and Hell still hasn't gone for his heavy.
Yeah, but now that he picked it up so late and did some damage before that, the value of the item gets a little bit increased. And both players have the rail, but Hell's rail is hitting, unlike Inz's rail is. Inz just finds a little bit of stack to get back up, but the delay between the items should be big enough for Hell to be able to take both, but he reads the movement of Inz perfectly and traps him at the heavy armor and kills the slash for the first time of this map.
Watch.
Oh, and Inz had some problem with the crouch slide. He do the rail to bridge well. Oh, and Inz pretty much railable. Now Hell railable as well.
Yeah, good defensive play from Inz there. Using his weapon arsenal to the best effect he possibly can.
Ooh, almost gets an angle on Hell. And Hell now in a precarious position. Oh, and Inz finds the angle. What a good angle. And then Inz gets the game tied up.
Exactly, it seems like that rail was so clutch. I mean, Hell still got the heavy, but drawing the scoreboard is a huge
Oh,
deal.
Hell good for an aggressive ghost wall. Aggressive and defensive at the same time. I don't know if he was hoping to catch Inz off guard or what. Oh, and Inz taking his time picking up the item. Not sure he timed it all that well, and Hell with the ghost walk ready again.
Yeah, and this is going a little bit back and forth, adding a little bit off and on, and finding like longer skirmishes, shorter skirmishes. And in the end, the trades are rather similar, apart from those two that resulted in a kill, obviously. But seeing how well Hell was able
Hell
to
almost saved the rocket.
what a rail shot!
Trade rails.
Oh, that was the wrong weapon there for Inz. If he had a railgun, I think he could have punished Hell's drop for the heavy armor there, at least a little bit. Oh,
Yeah,
Inz,
but now Hell has got
both items.
both items and is looking very good on HP, at least on health. Not really on armor. On armor is the same as Inz is now after having picked up the rail, the one by pillars, the light armor. And Hell committing early to the heavy and doing some decent damage with the tri-bolt. Oh, and he might be in hot water if he doesn't find some bubbles soon. He does, and Inz does not want to give up this mega.
Yeah, that was so many clutch shots from Inz there, coming down from the bridge to the heavy area, which is kind of a trap and a little bit of a bait in this map in general. You really have to win your right to drop down there. Good rail from Hell there, but he peeks after being railable from that HMG and pays with his life for it. Inz is in the lead with a 1 frag difference at the moment. 6 minutes to go, and he lands a rail off the spawn on Hell as well, which is not making any possibility of a comeback easier for the British player.
Yeah, and Inz now establishing his own control train and using his slash speed to his advantage. Going there with a rocket jump, putting Hell on his heels. And Hell is relegated to escaping pretty much. Oh, and he hits a lot of tri-bolt, and Inz with the shotgun able to finish it off. And I assume Hell is gonna try to contest for this mega. He stays in that below area. Oh, and Inz gets himself the light. And living to find another day, and even now with the heavy, it's even tougher for Hell. But he's gonna find some way to deal damage.
Not only does Hell needs to deal some damage, which is on return, which he seems to struggle, because in this rail is...
To gain position, hopefully. Oh, but In's finding him, but those were very good rockets. Certainly best value for what Hell had. Oh, but In's using that tribal so well.
And Hell is still lacking some weapons, he can't be too aggressive, and getting rail time and time again is definitely not making his case any easier. Hin's stack looking great again, and he has the full arsenal, whereas Hell still needs to grab so many major weapons, especially the railgun on this map.
You know, the railgun being so critical, Hell could have used the railgun here to keep Inns away from challenging. Oh, and Hell giving it potentially the mega. Oh, and gives them the frag.
What a mid-air was that? As they both traveled up into the sky, and Inns just won the fight from frightening heights there with a beautiful direct rocket. He keeps just going at it, and being a light champion, not spawning with any armor is definitely not helping Hell fighting straight off the spawn.
Oh, one plasma trail.
Yeah, that was decent damage, but Inns slided off the platform as well. It remains to be seen if he's gonna go up. He's not gonna go up. And this rail opens things up for Hell now. He needs to be quick though, because Heavy's about to spawn, and Inns can pick it unchallenged. A rail after the fact makes Hell's case a little better, but he still needs to find a way to close the gap. Beautiful rail up the bounce pad, and Inns is sitting with 44 HP. Hell is still trying to chase, but being the slower champion, he has a very hard time in actually catching up and closing the gap.
Yeah, Inns playing quite smartly here, hoping to deal some damage on the next pickup. Not even dealing damage when he had the angle, hoping that Hell wouldn't spot him, and that's exactly what happened. Oh, very good close range rail, and Hell forced to activate the ghost walk to not get hit so much, and the shotgun finishes the job, and Hell gets himself back into this game, only 3 frags down with 2 minutes and a half to go, and it's difficult, but it's possible. Not if you keep missing rails like that. Oh, the wall jump saving his rocket jump there. The Hell trying to establish himself in the middle ground. He catches into the LG, and the 2 frags, 2 minutes, definitely possible.
Yeah,
and I don't think Inns will commit the same mistake of moving right into Hell's LG again. Inns playing slowly and carefully now. Hell will retreat to his height and completely unaware of Inns' position.
When they find it up at the rocket, good damage from Hell there, but he can't close in. The plasma trail is blocking off his pathway.
Oh, the fake rocket jump.
Yeah, but Inns is not taking it. And now Inns has a shot at getting the mega. Okay, he's not fast enough there, but
completely gives the mega away, not wanting to potentially open things up with the fight here, and Hell back at the pretty good stack as a minute to get 2 frags. If he's quick on getting the first one, he can definitely get the second one. But Inns being extremely fast, uses the plasma trail to deal a lot of damage and gets another frag, and this might be it right there.
yeah, I think that's definitely it. Having no weapons, 45 seconds to catch a faster champion 3 times. I mean, even if you catch him, how are you going to kill him without any weapons? And now Inns...
Yeah, if it was done before, certainly done now.
Very strong play from him, and I honestly did not see, being this map so dominant in favor of one of these players. I thought it would have been much more closer, but Inns kind of started to run away with it at some point, and when Hell regained a little bit of control, it was basically too late because Inz was still dealing so much defensive damage and
Yeah, and then after he got back into control,
You lose.
Inz's speed just meant that he could be on the part of the items faster and in many cases uncontested.
yeah. And this was actually
Again, control very similar from both players. I think it was just Inz capitalized on his control a lot more than Hell did.
Yeah, great showing from the
Yeah,
Slash.
great from both players, yeah.
And well, Hell did had some opportunity to get back in it, but yeah, that trail that denied the chase. It was good that Inz just turned 180 degrees, activated the explosion of the trail, and that pretty much sealed the deal.
yeah, that was a clutch play. And now for Molten, which is Inz's map pick, he has the crouch sliding champion again, and we've seen how well he used it in the first map. But being a Galena, you kind of have a natural ability to control the map. Yeah, but-
Especially if he remembers the totem spots on this map.
Yeah, there are some cheeky positionings for the totems. Yeah, I hope Maestro Hell can tie this one up.
Yeah, if anything, it will allow us to see a map number 3.
I mean, if this goes the right way for the next few stages, we might be seeing a Maestro Pro League in stage 4. 3. But yeah, seeing this map, how map 1 was being played, Hell needs to find a way to use that speed of the crouch sliding Inz to his advantage, and I think that's a very hard task to do.
Yeah, again, like I said in the other time we saw Galena on multiple falls, if Hell manages to lock down that heavy side and
Round begins in
get his totem overstack going, then he's got this.
This is going to be a proper
True.
sustained.
Oh, and Hell gets the best spawn a Galena can ask for.
Oh, and he gets Inz trying to go for that light armor without checking if Hell was there, and Inz just paid dearly, and I'm not sure he's aware of the heavy being up. Certainly is now. And well, Hell had the best start he could hope for. Already one frag up, and another cheeky totem. Inz might not have noticed. And Hell happy to contend with giving Inz the mega. 20 seconds away from potentially getting his own overstack.
That was a little bit risky though. But yeah, like you said, the overstack is almost ready, and it doesn't seem like Inz is concerned with the totems at the moment. But yeah, Hell had 5 hourglasses at his disposal there, and now we see the overstack being applied for the first time.
Yeah, and he's already at 175 health. It's gonna be very tough if Inz lets the totem stay up, and he's got one of them. So 30 seconds until Hell gets the overstack again.
And he didn't even get the obvious one at the Mega Health room. So we see the second one being removed as well, maybe soon. But Hell is still in the lead. He's trying to get some time cues now on the items, and he got delivered with that just now. If he can get some unreturned damage, this is a good start.
Yeah, now he on the air, but doesn't connect to the rails.
Yeah,
Oh, now he's got no totems, but no one can save the skin.
that teleporter was a welcome aid for hurting Galena. And the hit rail before that gave him a little bit of speed boost that he was super hard to hit for Inz.
Yeah,
But
and
again-
Hell being 0 for 6 here on his rails. 1 for 7 now. If he can't hit them, not gonna have too much of a chance.
Yeah, but Hell, I think Hell is playing his cards right. I mean, he got the lead pretty early. He's keeping up a healthy amount of totems most of the time. Deals some damage and allowed himself to pick up the heavy armor. Not really uncontested, but he looks to be the one with the better stack after that encounter there. And this should allow him to get the other one as well. Good swing of control here, just by playing patient and using the right situations to his advantage. Inns is not having much to work with, and this totem up there is going to be a nuisance for Inns, because it denies him the high ground basically for the next rotation up until he gets control.
Unless Inns is willing to get hit with those 40 damage. Oh, the very good rail from Inns, and he even picks up the Destroy Cell, and it's looking quite nice. Will he spot that totem? No, he will not.
Hell mistimed the heavy by a huge margin, and that gave Inns the better, well, not better stack, but a huge stack to fight at this position. Now Aaron should have a lightning gun. Perfectly timed peek there, and removes all the stack from the Strog.
Now Inns on the back foot. He might even die here if he's not careful. A crouch slide allowing him to get out of the way on a dime here. He even picks up the Mega, but that's not enough, as Hell had a lot of stack and in a better position for that fight. Oh, but Inns with a shotgun.
What a trap from the Russian player.
An incredible trap from the Russian, and now the game is a little bit more balanced, even though Hell is in the lead. And Inns has the most stack, but Inns finding Hell again. Ooh, those two life bubbles can get clutch.
Yeah, I mean, Hell is doing all the things right when he's out of control. He's hitting the damage and he's not getting hit. Despite his railgun not being anywhere near as effective as Inns is so far. But he just starts to be effective with it now, hitting, I think, like a lot of shots in a row now makes it possible for him to be in that room and fight for the next spawning Mega Health. Great direct rocket followed up by another one and finishes off the squad. 2 frag lead. Rather clean pickup of the heavy Mega Health as well. And he has the totem overstack at disposal as well.
Yeah, it's just a point of setting it up, and there it is. And this is the fattest Galena I've ever seen. The Hell has got everything going for him. Even goes for the shotgun and gets that frag. Tried to go for the light armor, but realized that he's overstacked, so no way he can do that.
Yeah, this is still quick life after all.
Realizes that
25 armor or 50 armor.
oh, the totem behind the portal might be the best totem of all time. And there it is, him passing through it, and a huge amount of stack. And he still has the totem at his disposal. Oh, that's the gauntlet frag.
Yeah, the Razy special right there. And the totem overstack is ready again. They will meet at the Mega Health, I think. But Inns is not peeking it yet because he has no timing. Good play from Hell though. Pushing aggressively into the face of the Russian player, who just picked up the light armor but still dies without doing any kind of significant damage to the British player. Hell is looking as strong as it can be. One token removed, but the third one is up already. And he miscomes the heavy again. Inns didn't pick it up though, he slided away too early, picks it up in the end. But it's not enough.
It's just not enough.
Be healed in the power of the ancient.
Oh, Hell has got that portal trapped up.
And he just keeps on piling the bodies of the dead Inns more and more and more. Stacking up all the dead bodies. And Inns could die here, just one more rail. And he's not getting out, he's looking to fight even more. What is he doing?
Yeah, going for the double and triple peaks. And I don't know, Inns is doing a terrible job of spotting those totems. They have been up all match long.
Some nice damage.
Together with the terrible peaker usages.
Yeah, Inns has enough of it. Enough.
Inns has enough of this one.
Yes. What a dominant performance and kind of comeback, if you so will, in the series from Hell. pretty solid.
Yeah, basically whoever wins the next map moves on.
Yeah, Ince had no presence on the map at all. Well, maybe the first 2 minutes, but yeah, hell, just it was great control, and even Ince was doing. He was being forced into making mistakes. You know, activating his PCAR mid-fight. It's yeah, I really understand that he just gave up and let's go to the next one.
Yeah, In's not wanting to waste any time on losing cars, and calls it right there.
But great presence from Hell. Yeah, he's feeling himself, you know, on that last map. Great recovery after such a loss.
Yeah, and as for Ruins, we have Ince again with the more mobile champion, but Hell again, like on Molten Falls, with a more control favoring champion. It's gonna be very interesting, because after all, the Ranger is only faster every so and so many seconds, right?
Prepare to fight.
Yeah, now we're gonna see if Timmy will be enough for Hell to
3, 2.
move on, or if the Dire
Like
Lord
the him out of
will
his
secure in the victory.
Yeah, picks up the heavy, Dragon Lightning Gun in his arsenal straight away, and Ince goes for the rocket. He's still lacking some armor, and this is a well-placed turret because it tells Hell where he's gonna go, and yeah, he could punish that pickup of the light armor at HMG room. Oh, the
Yeah, Hell protecting the hit-scan weapons to great effect, leaving them only now.
to pick up his item. Yeah, but the delay between the major items is huge enough that Hell can take both, and he now should be pushing in because Ince can't justify staying on the item. Hell knows that and catches him.
Hell actually opted to go for the frag, and he's up 1-0. Oh, and In's got again.
Yeah, he has the
Might
item,
be
but
able
no
to
weapons.
steal the item.
And he steals that one as well, and this could be... Yeah,
He
okay.
deals a lot of damage.
Whew.
Hell had the presence of mind to know that Inns might have spawned on the tri-bolt, and certainly did, and gets caught to the rail. Oh, that was a very good rocket.
Yeah,
If
not...
Hell gets through the turret, there's no way that Inns is chasing.
Yeah, I mean, the turret was facing in the wrong way, so it couldn't be a help for Hell there. And Ince used that to his advantage, dropping down, killing the British player, and picking up the heavy after the fact. And now Hell is on the back foot for the first time on this map, really. Ince using his die rock pretty decent so far.
Oh, the turret saving Hell's skin.
Great caps without taking any damage. Yeah, that turret was, while it was short-lived, it definitely stopped Ince from dropping down and being into Hell's face, but Hell lands 2 great railgun shots there, diminishing the overwhelming stack of Ince a little bit, but Ince answers back with another great rail himself. Hell on less than 10 HP and is trying to get somewhere on the map where Ince is not finding him, but Ince is reading it to perfection and is tying the game up. Rocket jump to secure himself the mega health, and he will go down those stairs in the heavy room as well. There's no way that Hell is going to show up at this major item.
All very well played by Inns to crouch there on the ledge and not really giving Hell the chance to dish out a lot of LG.
think that was a good encounter for Hell, honestly. Because, like, he's the one standing there with the armor, despite Inns picking up the Mega Health, tying up the stack, or going in the stack lead just with that heavy. But Inns has been not so useful with his time and control so far, because it seemed like Hell was out damaging him time after time again, and he keeps doing so. Great railgun shot, but this time Inns answers finally, and the turret is short-lived again. Inns is on the position for the item, and Hell is not showing up.
Oh, but Inns backed himself into a terrible position. Makes the best of it though, and Hell is...
Yeah, now Hell is in the terrible.
Not even gonna show up for the heavy. Could have taken it, but died 100%, so... Makes the right decision of staying out of harm's way.
I mean, he's got himself back to 100 HP, but he still has no armor to protect him. Standing on that stairs at the heavy area is definitely a spot where you can do a lot of defensive plays from. But he somehow needs to find a way back into this, because otherwise, at some point, the damage and burst potential of a ranger can be overwhelming if you get trapped.
Oh, but he's three great rails! Again, out of control drag!
Insanity! Nice from Hell. Very
Out
good.
of nowhere, Hell turning it around. And you might even get another frag as Inns is a little bit trapped, but he fails his movement completely.
Drops down.
Falls down.
Favors
A
in.
little bit too early for Inns to be there, and
A little bit too early, actually. They had time to fire 150 cells of LG before the Mega Health spawned.
but
And now,
very well played from Hell now.
yeah, now he seems to have found his stride again. Finding a rhythm in the map, finding the rotations, jumping around, hitting the rail shots. Sitting on 56% rail and 1.2k rail damage alone. That is more than Inns did entirely on this map. Hell's aim
Inns
solid.
is not looking good here as he scrapping for breadcrumbs. Hell keeps on finding him, and there's nothing Inns could have done. Potentially he can get on the heavy, but he had a terrible spawn. And Hell might as well finish this one again.
Misses the
Position. Oh, and everything missing for Hell.
Yeah, I think going for that little bit of damage was so super greedy, because Hell got stripped off all of his armor with Inns using the lightning gun and shotgun to great effect in the first encounter near the teleporter there. But he bullies Inns out of the Mega Health room anyway. Good defensive rocket, but good aggressive rocket as well. The last word has Hell, and he puts Inns into Hell's kitchen and hammering him into the stairs right there.
Stopwatch.
Oh, good thing Gordon Ramsay is not here casting the game.
Yeah, would have been.
Hell continues the barrage of rails that has been dismatched. Oh, very good fake Inns. Oh, the Hell again. Well, I think this time it was on purpose, not staying up there. It could have been dangerous. Oh, and now the rails abandon Hell, and he's gotta be careful not to get caught here.
Inns is turning up the heat now.
Hell just railable! Inns missing! The rail that would have given him a good shot at tying the game, and Hell keeps 3 frag lead.
Three minutes. Well, 2.5 minutes again. For 3 frags rather it is. I think that should be doable. The Ranger has so much play and movement potential with the orb.
Yeah, it is doable, but Hell is no slouch when it comes to closing up games, and we're seeing it here where he's not even gonna contest any items.
Yeah, he is in the spot where it's always going to be a gamble whether you catch your opponent or not. And hitting your shots is essential for Inns, and he's not hitting them at the moment. And Hell switched around the positions, being in the better spot for the heavy armor, and one rail will finish off the Russian player got finished off without taking any damage on Hell's pickup there. But this is some significant damage now. I think it might be a little too late though. Because Hell gets another item.
And even gets himself the rails again.
And he will survive another rail shot as well. Not a third one though, but he avoids.
Oh, double peeking! I don't agree with this overly aggressive play from Hell, as he could have tried to live through the portal on the other side. And,
yeah, after that one missed shot. But he knew that Ince was...
oh, the very good turret can potentially deal out some damage.
Oh, the clutch rail misses from Ince.
And Hell hits his own clutch rail.
Yeah, and that's just...
Oh, and Ince trying to go for the chase and can't. Oh, and Timmy the turret giving Hell the information he needed. But I don't think Hell will make it through this time. And it's dragging into 4-3 game.
He spawns right at the heavy, and the damage Hell is doing is not to forget about, and it's enough to get the kill in the end. And this is it. GG's. Hell is taking the third map of the series, 6-10. What a great performance out of Hell.
Yeah, the first map didn't go his way, but well, he reset his mindset and got himself a fantastic map number 2, and again a great map number 3, and is off to the round 5 in the lower brackets to face Undead.
Yeah, great showing from Hell. Ince had the first map pretty convincingly, but Hell turned it around on the second and the third one. Yeah, I don't think there is any champ to really counter a Slash on this map, but I do think that Doom is a good effort.
Yeah, I think Athena can match Slash in some ways, because like she's not the horizontal speed, but definitely the vertical speed.
Yeah. She's so fast. If she is in control, there's just nothing left on the map. And right off the spawn, you can be chased up
Prepare to fight.
well, pretty fast. It will be a challenge.
Begins in 3, 2.
Yeah, if anyone can take it, it's Undead. He's showed time and time again that he's more than ready to play here, but Hell does get caught out here, and he didn't even pick up his own item, and he's actually gonna leave it for Undead, opting to go for the weapons and the light armors instead. Well, Undead forcing himself into a little bit of a not so great position, doesn't have the rail yet, so Hell equals the stacks, but Undead will get himself on the Mega.
Yeah, and in the end, Undead, despite being slower, has the better stack right now, taking more items, but Hell is delaying his a little bit. And he still has time, if he picks it up now, to go back to the Mega Health and take it as well, or even contest it or deal some damage. They meet each other and the opening damage goes actually out from Hell, but it's not that significant. And Undead returns a little bit, but Hell now has the better position for that Mega. Undead's rail is not hitting and Hell picks it up rather cleanly. Good performance so far, using the crouch slide, which is definitely one of his strengths, and I think there are not many people that play better with the crouch sliders than Hell does. And Hell catches the Doomslayer off guard. He's not reading that. Faking the bounce pad in another direction and picking up the heavy after the fight. Thus will result in him missing the Mega Health though, I think, because Undead just picks it up in time.
Yeah, and Hell gets himself on the board kinda early, and Undead, not much he could have done. Oh, but here using the The double jump and the expectation that Hell was going to use rockets to its full advantage. Oh, that rocket almost hits, and the Hell is low, but uses that maneuverability that we've been talking so much, and finds himself some weaponry and even the mega. But again, we're seeing that undead defense coming into play, and those defensive rockets keep Hell at bay.
Yeah, and he kind of needs that heavy now to be in a good spot again. Undead knows that as well and is trying to disturb him picking it up. But the rails are not hitting. Good rocket jump from Hell to keep the game in a fast-paced state. But it jumps into the rockets of Undead. Both players are significantly low. But the little bit of light...
LG.
Yeah, he catches him mid-air with the lightning gun. Pretty solid play. And a one-track lead for the Russian player now.
Oh, out of the blue, just destroying Undead, and just like that, Hell has tied the game when nobody thought it was possible.
Yeah, it looked like that would have been a spawn frag, but Undead just kept eating those nails. It's like a little Swedish girl, maybe. Who knows? And as this game continues, Hell keeps peppering away at Undead's deck, but what is that play from him? He's running into a Doomslayer with the rockets with a lightning gun while not having any armor to his name. Oh, he's returning some favor now, but he needs to be careful. If he's... avoiding this play, that would have killed him. He's got all the weapons back in his arsenal, but he's still chasing a lead here. One frag is the difference only, but Undead has shown that he can work with small leads as well. He has won against Chera on this map at last with one frag difference.
As he shown us, as he shown the set before, yeah, and they're trying to play extremely careful. And now finally he's got that railgun, so now we can start dealing damage from afar and catching Hell by surprise like this.
Good start.
That's a good start at building up a comeback as far as control goes.
Impressive.
Ooh, that rail.
That certainly will be important as both players have basically equal stacks. Oh, and that with some amazing early damage, but Hell with that LG! What a rail!
Undead.
5-minute warning.
40 HP left. As he hits that, he was basically dead there, and he betrayed that by just paying Hell's life instead. What a clutch shot that was.
Yeah, calling upon Satan to do his bidding. That was incredible.
And he follows it up.
Just
One
grabbing
rocket
victory from the hands of defeat right there. Now a little bit of a missed time, giving Gal the opportunity to gather everything he could ever want.
Yeah, but I think if you're Undead and can take an item unchallenged, it's still fine for you.
Yeah, I think he'll take the item and challenge over denying the rail.
Because at last you're still in the lead 3 frags.
Yeah, but oh, Hell with a little bit of a maneuver and getting a lot of damage.
That's a decent start for Hell, actually.
Oh, Undead almost finding that amazing angle.
Both rails just missed by an inch, basically.
Yeah,
But
now
Hell...
again, Undead giving away a little bit of the map. Setting control. I don't think Undead likes playing in control.
Who knows? It looks like it a little bit, but he certainly doesn't have to take the risk of fighting over an item. He just can let Hell collect them and deal some damage after the fact, because he knows
he's
where
retracing the lead. It's,
going to come
as
from.
long as he keeps hitting those defensive rockets and rails is good.
Ooh, the rail!
The rail from Hell certainly will keep things interesting for the time being, and that was a lot of LG.
Here's the shotgun.
Oh, but the shotgun would have made it cleaner, but the rockets are good enough. Hell won't be complaining about his rockets right there. And what an LG, and all of a sudden we got a tie game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, despite picking up the heavy undead died there without doing any significant damage to Hell, because he only had the railgun.
Stopwatch.
Now with even stacks, undead could be looking to do something here. But on the other hand, he still needs to collect some weapons. The railgun misses for both of the players.
When that almost finding that angle. Oh, and he keeps on missing his important rails.
Yeah, he kind of gets found there, rather. Plasma trail, rather to get a little bit of speed, I felt like, than doing anything else. And now they just spam rockets over that light armor. But Hal grabs it, and he has the lightning gun to shoot in Undead's butt, basically. Who was not looking at the direction of Slash was coming from, because he suspected her to slide right beneath him. Undead was going to get the mega health, though, it seems like. Or not. He's delaying it a little further.
Yeah, now both items with as much delay as they're gonna get, and Hell going for the chase, trying to increase his lead.
What a lightning gun. What a track of lightning gun that was.
Yeah,
All that
and that was gonna get he's gonna get himself out of that one.
And like taking so much damage when you're undead and chasing a lead is not making it any easier, and Hell knows where he is exactly. Slides to the position of the out of control player instead of picking up his item and pressuring the hell out of Undead, basically.
Oh, and that being lower and lower as he gets peppered with tribalds. Now finally deciding to make a move, and it was the wrong move as he died.
And I think it was
Even go for the mega, I think at Hell.
Whew, one frag, it's doable. Mega's still up. I was just gonna say, I thought it was a good idea from Hell to keep Undead in that corner and waste time, but Undead found the frag out of the spawn so fast that it's still possible for him. If he just catches them and they find each other at the pillar room. But the damage is nowhere near enough from Undead, and I think he kind of concedes this map already. He doesn't have the railgun, he can't fight long range, and now the Slash is just way too fast. And that's it, GG.
Yeah, GG, map number 1 goes to Hell, and what a close encounter. And that at that start, but then Hell came back in the mid game, and there was a small surge for Undead in the last minute.
It looked so promising when you got that frag of the spawn, though.
It was very, very promising, and unfortunately, you just could not follow it up.
Yeah, it looked super close in the end. And a big part of the map was for Undead. But somehow Hell turned it around. And the last minute, it almost looked like Undead could turn it back around. But Hell won it in the end. So we got our money's worth in the first
I wonder
map.
why they didn't agree on Central in beforehand, because it's basically in the middle between. But
Yeah,
Undead
even if
wanted,
he needs to, I don't know.
Undead wanted West, and now he wants East too, though, which I think is kind of fair.
Yeah, it looked like Undead had some small packet loss. Because he twitched a bit, which always happens when you have some packet loss.
Yeah, a little bit. I've seen it as well. But yeah, it's going to be East 2 now for the second map. And we see Weisel's play against a sliding champion, this time for Undead. Hell against Undead is going to the possible last map though. It's going to be tough to predict this outcome because I think the champions are rather evenly matched.
Yeah, and Undead is such a skilled player. If anything can turn it around, it's him.
And I mean, we have seen what he does with Slash on this map, and Struck can play to that strength as well. I mean, he's not that fast, but after all, the movement style is the same.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Alright, so they start at their items as Hell starts on the Mega and Undead starts on the Heavy. There's not a sizable delay between the items, still a little bit, not too much, and both players are now trying to get their weapons at the end of the game. No one has used their abilities yet on the first 25 seconds of the map. Hell standing here on this railgun area. Oh, but Undead very well played that that Beaker got the info, at least. And finally has a railgun.
Yeah, Hell wanted the Heavy more than the Mega health. And he denied the railgun at least for another rotation for Undead as well, who both players now should be having almost full or full arsenal in case of Hell as well. And they're still doing this little standard
Oh,
thing
and
where
Hell
they're
with a lot of LG there.
peppering from the top, and Hell has another bit and goes in and keeps going in. The lightning gun is hurting so much. Undead stack, despite picking up the Heavy, is pretty low, and they might find each other here once again at the banana. Hell predicts, and Undead predicts as well, but Undead lands the rail unreturned. Seven seconds to go for the Heavy. Despite having the worst stack, Hell is still in the position to pick that up, and he does, and if he gets that health bubble undamaged, he's not railable anymore. He's still not looking healthy though, especially after Undead picked up the Mega health. His stack is looking overwhelming compared to a health stack. PK used once more, but I doubt it will have much effect. A little bit of chip damage though.
Some. It's one of the nails to the Beaker. That's not
Ooh.
nothing. And now Hell is railable, is gonna watch out, and he does, and does not go for the Heavy straight away. And he even gets a rocket in, but gets damaged again. And Undead will chase, eats 100 damage rocket for his troubles. And Hell being very agile at escaping this position. And he gets himself back to a sizable stack. Now that's something he can work with as he tries to play himself for a position here at the Heavy. A little bit early, trying to gauge where his opponent's going to come from. But Undead is not showing himself up at the moment, and he's going to stay at the decon area.
Yeah, he's not even punishing the pickup. But those rockets are definitely punishing, as he sets himself up for a clean Mega pickup, and he might be even able to push in for some damage before picking it up because of those two rockets. He kind of decides not to because he knows of the arsenal from Hell, and he knows that he has the position to punish him for doing so. But now he's down in the bad spot. Despite landing some PK damage, Hell could rain some damage from down below. What a rail, but the direct rocket as an answer is not bad as well. Hell's still looking to find something so he's not dying by just looking at Undead. And he finds a little bit of stack. The rail misses, and the stacks are almost even.
Big deal allows Hell to be a bit more of a presence on the map instead of trying to go for the smaller items all the time.
Good play from Undead. Hell didn't got any sound cues, it seems like, because he reacted so late there. And that string of LG gave Undead full control once again. So now Hell shows how good LG is and leaves Undead with 10 HP left. And just answers back with a rail off the spawn, draws the scoreline 1-1. Both players had anything.
They all played up again.
And now they have to pick up all the weapons once again. Hell has the Unholy Trinity. Undead seems to only have a rail, maybe a shotgun. But Undead's stag is not looking that great. Good rocket jump.
Maneuvering with a rocket jump, and he catches the dead unprepared, and gets his second frag in this matchup. Even finds the rail angle.
Impressive.
Oh, and the piercing sight, destroying Ned's. And that's play there on the teleporter, on the jump pad, on the tribals.
Oh, and Hell keeps dishing out the damage.
5-minute warning.
Good rail from Undead though, but he still needs to run. Finds a way to escape. Good direct rocket. Very much defensive damage there. And unreturned, as I say. But Hell picks up the Mega Health, and even though it was unreturned, Hell's stack is basically back to where it was before the damage dished out from Undead. Gets himself the heavy. And we might see an encounter, and we do see an encounter, and the lightning gun of Hell is hurting Undead so much, and showing that he's not that Undead after all, killing him for a 4th time in this map. Starting off with another good railgun, and one shot of that weapon will finish him off, but he can't close in, and now he's low himself. He has to be careful. Those rockets were so dangerous, but he makes it.
Defensive rockets from Undead are painful. It's painful to watch as it seems that Hell just walks into them.
Yeah, but Hell picks up the items, and even though he gets some damage, he makes sure to return a little bit, and because he always has the better items, that damage that he returns keeps the stack in his favor, basically. The missed rail cost him a kill, and despite picking the Mega Health, the stack is not looking all too well, because Undead denied him all the armors. But Hell's damage output is just from another world right now. He's taking off the stack of Undead time and time again. Undead will snatch away the heavy, I think, and now Hell is in a tough spot. There's not much to work
Hell
with.
not finding the light armor by the shotgun might cost him a little bit here.
Yeah, it just looks like he's also not timing that armor and banana, but it seems like Undead is not pushing him, which gives Hell a little bit more room to breathe as he picks up that light armor. And that light...
some potential to slow the game down as well.
No railgun, but the lightning gun almost shoved Hell out, and he's not picking up the heavy armor as he could, because he does not have the timing of that as well, but he denies the Pika damage. Undead is still pushing in. Hell looks for some defensive damage, but the rocket misses, and the major items are spawning both at the same time, but Undead is gonna get both of them either way.
Oh, what nice tribals from Hell, keeping Undead away.
Yeah, and evening out the stacks as well after picking up a light one. He's still lacking the railgun though. Rockets and lightning gun are a good arsenal, but not for a fight like this. Undead can just hide behind corner while recharging his weapon and do the safe damage from afar all the time. He hits the teleporter frame with a rail, and this time it's Hell dishing out the great damage with the defensive rockets, but it's negated by the pickup of the Mega Health. Undead is locking down Hell in that area of the map, leaving the heavy open, but if he has to push in at some point, that might result in Maestro Hell picking up the heavy after the spawn though. But he's not pushing in, he's waiting for Hell to move, and Hell does him the favor and moves, but Undead is not moving fast enough, and Hell should be taking up the Mega Hell, the heavy armor that is. Hitting a rail, and he gives the item away again. Shot
Might have been a mistake using the beaker there, as
yes.
he got vulnerable to immense shotgun damage.
lead for Hell is still enough. Landing rail after rail, and the lightning gun is nothing to ignore. Hitting a perfect trail of that weapon.
1 minute warning.
49% from Hell so far on this map.
Against the 29% from Undead, which
Sting.
is nowhere near enough against the kind of dodging from Hell.
And Hell raises up his accuracy on the lightning gun even more, and the damage piles up as he just won himself a spot in the lower bracket final against Sirius.
And we'll have a Maestro lower bracket finals.
Stopwatch.
So there's basically both contenders from the Challengers League will be Maestro players, as it stands for now.
Congratulations to Team Maestro on a very successful tournament.
Indeed, and I honestly didn't see Hell being that dominant over Undead, but it seems like he found his stride over the course of this tournament again. And just look at those accuracy numbers. Hell was dishing out the damage left and right.
Yeah, if you look at the pickups, then there is no clear victor. The frags didn't go that mutual.
Yeah, the control was more shared, but Hell was just hitting more and more and more.
Yeah, it seems like he was always in position also to pick up the items right after both players traded damage.
And now he's up against his teammate.
Well, here's hoping that Sirius is calmer now.
Yeah, but with Hell hitting like this, even Sirius is going to have a very hard time with that.
Yeah, here's to hoping Sirius can stand his ground a little bit more against Hell than he did against Garpy.
Yes. And just to remind everyone, this is the last opportunity for any of those two players, Hell or Sirius respectively, to secure a spot to play for play a relegation match at this stage's finals. So the winner of this will be the second seed of the Challengers and will facing the 9th ranked player of the QPL.
Yeah, well, if the QPL ended the stage ended right now, that player would be cooler, but there still are 2 weeks left to play.
Yeah, tomorrow it's Cooler versus Razy. And next week Cooler has to play against Avec.
Yeah, Cooler definitely has a tough schedule, but the other contender I think is CNZ. He has only 1 week playtime because he has the bye week in the last, and his enemy is going to be base in week number 12.
Yeah, I don't think he can get enough points. He can get to maximum 6, right? And he's minus 18 right now.
Yeah, especially because CNZ won the direct comparison against Cooler 3-0. Cooler's going to have a very hard time going out of that spot. He basically has to win both series 3-0 to have a shot himself. So what do you guys think? Who is going to grab the last spot for the relegation match? I kind of have the feel that it could be Hell, actually. I don't know, it's just something in my gut. But yeah, in the end, I think both players would be deserving it. No.
I was having a discussion with you, but I was muted.
Nice. So,
No, yeah,
what are you discussing then?
well, I'm actually rooting for Sirius, you know, because he gave up last season. I don't know what was going on, but they said he was dealing with some personal stuff, and he got back into the action and joined Maestro. So yeah, I really would like to see him join the Pro League and see what he can do against the pros. Because the only time we really saw him tested was at the PGL LAN. I think it's now 2 years ago. I think it still was round based.
Yeah, I think PGL was in 2018.
Yeah, and I think he actually took a map off of Rafa.
Yeah, I think that guy has insane potential.
Yeah.
But the question is if he can unlock it. Especially today, in this moment. It seems like Hell has been like on a hot streak so far, and I don't know, maybe that little break is enough for Hell to cool down again enough that he can just keep performing on the level he did. And I think then even Sirius is going to have a very, very hard time. But yeah, I would like to see him have a shot as well. So, it's so hard to call. I really wouldn't want to bet or make a prediction.
No, what we can say for certainty is that it's gonna be a Maestro guy.
Yes.
But yeah, we had some great action today. I think yeah, Undead versus Garpy was really cool.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights as well for me.
And also because yeah, Undead started both maps well actually full in control, and Garpy, especially on Woken, turned it around only in the last few minutes. So even that was a 2-0 for Garpy. It was for me the closest one we had today.
Yeah, I mean, if he kept that momentum a little bit more going, he might have been able to defeat Garpy, but Garpy just didn't care for Awoken and came out swinging on the third map.
Yeah, let's. We're having some downtime, so I'll just want to thank Fluff Q3 with certainly stands for Quake 3. So Fluffy Quake 3, thanks for the follow. Chronicles of Crisis, thank you for the follow. And Restaurants Vosion, also thanks for the follow.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the support, and of course we hope that you have a good time watching us.
But yeah, right now we still have about 5 minutes to fill with our rambling before we get to the next match. So if you still need to refill your drink or go to the toilet, then this is the moment to do it.
Refill your drink even more.
Yeah, well, the funny thing, usually the finals are really a blow off, right? But let's hope we get some great action out of these two.
Well, I think because they changed the system of the tournament a little, there's no like grand final of both brackets. The winner bracket final and the lower bracket final are both important, and they just cut out the unimportant match.
Yeah, you're right. So we're not having the final, right? So
Exactly. So
yeah, so they have something to play for. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because if one of those players loses, despite Sirius being in the winner bracket final, he's not gonna grab a spot. And same goes for Hell. He's not gonna grab the relegation match spot as well. So there's a lot on the line right now. This is not one of the more, let's say, unimportant seeding matches. This is for a place in the relegation games at the stage finals. Oh, there we go, Grendelink.
Nice.
Corrupted Keep out, Deep Embrace out. Hell could be picking Tower of Koth. I have seen him play this earlier on this tournament. Don't know if he wants it, and if it's a stronghold for Sirius as well. I have no clue about that, but it could be a possible pick for Hell, and I think he's debating it.
Yeah, are we gonna see Tower of Koth? It would be a surprise to me, but I like surprises, especially on the final like this.
Yeah, doing the unexpected always spicing things up a little bit.
Yeah, and Undead showed us some surprises today. With a slash on Awoken and an anarchy on Corrupted Keep.
Yeah. But there's no possibilities for an anarchy and Corrupted Keep because that map is gone.
Yeah, as well as Deep Embrace.
And now Hell is taking his time.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 200 IQ pick.
That's
Let's hope he's not out-picking himself.
yeah, that's the minimum amount you need to get in the Pro League.
And there you go!
Oh, Tower of Koth! Woohoo!
Koth!
Shit map! Sorry.
I predicted it.
Oh, nice.
On the final matchup of the day, we're finally gonna see a Tower of Koth.
No, I take my words back. I actually quite like it. But it's just...
Map for the 8 player modes.
Yeah, it's just you don't play it that that much, so it's always a tough job to well, to actually know how much your opponent knows of it.
Yeah, but we've seen Hell play it before on Challengers when he beat Clib.
Yes.
Played Tower of Koth also.
I think Hell knows what he's doing on this map.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I was around that week.
No, it was me and lycorvinus that casted it.
Yeah, I think so. And we are going to have ruins for the last map. Sirius keeps his awoken pick when corrupted keep is not available. And an interesting best of 3. 2 big maps and 1 rather small map, but all of them allow for a variety of playstyles. Hell waiting to ban, and if I would be Hell, I would considering a Visor ban here, because Sirius is picking that champion an awful lot, and Visor is a strong pick on all 3 maps, and denying him that pick could be beneficial in the long run.
Yeah, but if he bans Visor, then I think Sirius is gonna take Nyx. And yeah, what answer do you have against Nyx?
Slash.
Yeah, on Tower of Koth? Well, I'm really interested to see if Slash is able to work on the Tower of Koth.
Yeah, maybe. Tower of God, yeah. Oh, and Crank TTP predicts a 2-1 victory for Hell right now. Let's see if this will come true. I can see that happen, definitely.
Well, Chronicles of Chris is throwing some good names around. Dumpus Yard, I like that one.
Yeah, I'm laughing a little bit here. And Hell bans Visor. Certainly a pick that that has a lot of potential in a large map like Tower of Koth.
Yeah, and like I predicted, Sirius picks Nyx. And, well, Lycor, will your prediction come true? Is Hell picking the Slash?
Might be. But I mean, he can also try to go for a heavy light matchup. There's so many possibilities for Hell to go, because everyone every matchup has their weak and their strong side for both of the players and both of the picks and all the sides, but that in the end it comes down who the play, and Slash is coming through.
Nice.
Now, Sirius could be denied Doomslayer, and I think he needs to at this point as well. There we go. No Slayer of the Broomsticks.
Indeed, yeah, and then Hell can still go for a Crouch Slider, but also for the Eisen.
Exactly, Ranger would
Or
be-
the Ranger, yeah. Galena, let's just
That's just
mention
too much on the
them
board.
all, yeah.
There's so much on the board still, and but I think that Hell does not have to. Like, Sirius doesn't have a ban anymore. And I don't think that Sirius is playing the Crouch Sliders an awful lot, so he can save the Stroke for the last map as well. And he does so, he's going for Ranger now.
Serious
And
picking
Sirius
Galena.
with the Galena, yeah. That's like... Galena or Eisen would have been, in my opinion, one of the better answers here. Maybe BJ, but BJ on Awoken is kind of hard to time the dual wield properly, because the opponent can hide behind the corner so fast.
Yeah, and also the teleport play. Yeah, so Rules of Sarnath. Hell gets the ban on this one. And yeah, I think BJ Beskovic would be a sane choice. And he does so, because you don't want 2 lightning guns in the hand of Sirius.
Yeah, or even 2 rocket launchers or shotguns down at the heavy area would be devastating. Oh, and Sirius denies the struck here.
Oh,
I really did not see that coming, but...
cheeky
no
bastard.
Thought the
Yeah.
frag would go up.
Yeah, and the Eisen, the skill bearer.
Anarchy. Clutch.
Yeah, Death Knight.
Steel would be a good
Yeah.
option. And he's going for the Eisen. I think that's a good pick against Crouch Sliders, because they have a harder time getting over the turret than the CPMA guys.
So,
Yeah, at least forces them to break the slide.
Slide like a madman. And Garpy could be making his way back in the QPL on the finals. But can Hell or Sirius make their way in the QPL? One of those players will have a chance. We'll see who's going to be that. Starting off now. Mega Health in Hell's hands. Rocket Launcher in Sirius's hands. And he definitely shows why that is a good weapon to start with. Finishes it off with a shotgun. 1-0 for Sirius.
awesome trap.
Come up with no doubts that he wants to win this.
Yeah, that was a great start for Sirius. He just waited behind the corner to seal the deal. I think
Switcher on the items now. I think that favors the one with the heavy armor all the time in a light matchup. Because your health is basically worth more. And especially when you land an opening rail like this. Sirius has not much to work with. He has a light armor to fall back on though.
Ooh, some punishing damage from Hell there. But they both decide to retreat to their own item. And this is really the map that will give you a start like this. So I think Sirius is really glad for getting that first frag. Ooh. And Hell wants to lay a trap, but he trades.
Yeah, himself with Sirius basically. So Sirius is still in the lead. The status quo after the first encounter wasn't really changed there. But how the fight started, I think it's a good outcome for Hell, nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if he was laying the trap, but somehow Sirius got out on top. That's because he hit that last rocket, he sealed the deal. Also his own fate, but at least he denied the second frag from Sirius.
There was definitely a lot of sealing in this encounter. But now they are pretty slowing down. Hell doesn't really want to move, and Sirius as well. They are really do not want to make any mistakes here. But if you're Hell, you at least want to deny those hourglasses. I mean, at the moment, Nyx is on abilities ready, so there's no real denial there, but you definitely want to start picking those up when time has come. When a good opening rail, as Hell leaves his realm at the heavy and tries to get the mega health, but he retreats, so does Sirius, and none of them gets the item for now. And it's still up, a full rotation of it not being picked.
Sirius take a position.
Nobody wants the mega, it seems to be shit, apparently.
Neither could get an angle on each other. But yeah, even if we didn't see a fight, I thought that was very tense right there. That Sirius did decide to appear at the heavy, and now Hell is in a spot to get the timing of the Mega Health. And I don't. Well, yeah, Sirius also appeared on the heavy, so they both know what is going on.
Yeah, now that the timings are being traded, basically, we could see an encounter. Sirius is down at the pillar, and Hell is up at the dash pad or bounce pad or however you want to call it, and the rails are being traded, which favors Hell because he still has armor to wear, but Sirius has nothing. And Hell, given that he has the timing as well, he gets the item and he will meet Sirius, but Sirius uses the Ghost Walk, and this is the right moment to deny some vials there. Controlling the heavy area where all the vials are, or most of the vials at least, should enable him to do that, but he's not really going for the 3-stack between the pillars. He's just trying to, yeah, keep the control he earned by picking up both major items.
Yeah, Sirius is holding the upper area there. Oh, he decides to retreat and not make a presence on any items. I think it looks like he's already a bit turtling.
5-minute warning.
Well, this is the map to do it.
Yeah, and I think Sirius has done a good job not being caught so far. And evening out the stacks before the pickups, he could linger around a little longer to punish Hell's pickup, but he's not. He's trying to set up for the heavy, but it seems like he's lost the timing. He's trapping Hell with some good LG and picks it up after the fact of the fight, and now Hell's stack is not looking so great anymore.
Good denial of the item, and yeah, this solidified the control for Sirius. Hell had the last 2 rotations, and this play by Sirius turned it around.
When Hell is at the wrong item, I mean, he kind of can't really contest, but he still can try to deal some damage on the exit. After all, he's the guy in a disadvantage with 1 frag. And it doesn't seem like he is taking any risks, so he's waiting for the perfect moment, but that perfect moment got delayed a little bit longer. This might be it, but the rockets are just too much. That was so much LG damage. 2 frags now.
None of those rockets do any damage to Sirius, so he escapes cleanly. Can take position on the next major item. And yeah, well, that makes the job of Hell a hell of a lot harder. Only 3 minutes to go. And Maestro Sirius already was being an expert in turtling the match.
No, true. I mean, he's not been leaving that upper middle area when he was out of control. And he looks to not do this as well right now without being sure that he can't be damaged. He's not even picking up that little light armor so to make no sound and have it at the disposal for when he gets damaged. He picks it up now. And he just gets the sound cue of Hell, but yeah, he's just not having any of it, and Hell gets both major items uncontested. Rocket gave no information because it wasn't even close to deal any damage. But Hell is not really going into this upper middle area as well. Using the bounce pad now, if he goes up this bounce pad, I think he will lose all of his stack advantage to Sirius's LG. This railgun changes a lot up though. It opens some opportunities, and the used plasma trail will give him the other pickup as well. Sirius though is just trying to not take any damage, and he's doing a good job. The lightning gun could shove him out of the map, but the angle wasn't correct, and Hell hits a railgun. Sirius going to the heavy area, using the ghost walk, and now it depends on the read of Hell, and he goes to that mega health because he can't afford to give items away as well, but he still needs 2 frags with 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, Sirius is back on his favorite position, but now Hell knows where he is, and he tries to Yeah, he's a frag, but he botches up his movement, and Sirius has an easy escape. Hell decides to go to the major item. So he denied that one from Sirius, and now they spot each other. Oh, Sirius is just jumping into the fight with a rail, and he connects it. Uses his invis to escape all the incoming damage from Hell, and yeah, Hell needs to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, and it looks like Hell's map pick is backfiring. Because he not only can't find Sirius, but Sirius outdamages him when he finds him. Denies him the bounce back once more. He deals so much damage that there's nothing to do. 3 frags in the lead, and that's it. Hell calls the GG, first map in the books for Sirius.
Yeah, so surprisingly, the other Maestro guy leaves the map early.
And over 1,000 people across all the streams, that is, of course, are watching this game right now. I think that just shows how much is on the line.
Yeah, a place for the relegation match against Cooler.
Well, it looks like it's serious, but there's still one map to go at least that he has to make.
Well, they're having some fun in the lobby. Both guys being clanmates.
Yeah, Hell really had to, like... He has to win this, and he has to, like, get some momentum going as well, because the last map must have feel very frustrating for him. Sirius won it, 1-0 on that map. Score for him. And he is definitely a champion where he can play defensively and...
Painful to be a dream.
Yeah, do all the right decisions with the Galena as well. But then again, if one player can deny defensive play, it's Ranger.
3, 2, 1, fight.
Bastards. Why are you torturing me like this?
Hell gets the spawn at the Mega Health, picks it up right away, goes to travel, Lightning Gun, Light Armor. And there we go. Sirius should be having the Rail Gun and the Rocket Launcher by now. Which is the reason that Hell is not pushing through the teleporter so far. He wants to know where Sirius is before going out of position where, or fending himself in a spot where he can't return the damage because he's lacking the weaponry. And it looks like we are going to get a trade of the items. But not before Sirius took some opportunities there, landing 3 rails on Hell. Hell is definitely not in a good spot anymore, and you can't really...
He falls down.
Anyway.
May I have another?
Oh, Sirius is a railgun. 4 out of 5 shots connect and finish off Hell there. And even the 5th one connects. Luckily Hell picked up the light armor just before it hit. Now Sirius' stack is not perfect as well. If Hell makes it out undamaged there, he could punish the heavy pickup. But Hell is too slow, and Sirius punishes Hell for showing up, actually.
Yeah, that 51 damage changed his plan. But this time around he deals the opening damage because Sirius is... oh, well he changes to the nails with did a lot of damage. It leaves Maestro Hell with 11 health left. But he can stack up on the mega health and get it on the board with a second frag.
Indeed. The lightning gun hit its mark, he dodged all the rockets and finished it off with a railgun. Even stacks. Weaponry should be kind of even as well, as we face the next rotations coming up, and it's really depending on how the players are able to position themselves. Hell could snitch the position on T-Con, but the question is if he wants to. He doesn't want to because, yeah, he is fine where he stands. Gets that mega health anyway, but he's not getting the heavy. Sirius is not on it as well either, but Sirius is dealing so much damage that Hell definitely has nothing to show there.
Yeah, is he gonna drop down again for that light? If Sirius can spot this repeating movement of Hell, oh! But Sirius still had an angle on Hell and he deletes it anyway. He didn't need to trap him on the shotgun.
Good ton of momentum from Sirius there. Using the sound cues perfectly fine there. Hitting all the shots he needs. Getting the items again. And having an overwhelming stack. He doesn't really have the need to go for like any kind of area denial because he knows that Hell is not gonna come through Banana without him destroying the totem or the totem being triggered rather.
Yeah, I wonder if Hell is gonna spot those totems on Banana. Yeah, he does, but still leaving one up. He returns to it and removes it, so... But while he does that, Sirius just takes full control. There's overstack on the mega health and the heavy. Oh, but he pushes Hell mid-fight into the mega health. But he had so much overstack from both items that he's ready to finish the job at Banana.
Death to the unbelievers.
That was a good fight, I think, because Hell had no armor, and even though if Hell hit all of his shots, there was no way of coming out as the victor on that fight. But now the stacks are rather even before hitting that rail, that is.
Stopwatch.
Sirius just taking his opportunities and making them worth by hitting all the shots.
May the power heal you.
Yeah, I wonder if Sirius is gonna shop for a real angle on the heavy. He goes through the portal, and that is the moment that Hell can take a clean heavy. Oh, but I think his rocket jump was a little bit too far, but because now he has no present on the mega health, which go to Sirius. And I think he's also a little bit caught out.
And Sirius actually needs to be very careful
5-minute warning.
to not run into that spam rocket, and he does a good job of dodging it, or rather avoiding it. But this should be a heavy armor for Hell there. And this is an uncontested one. So if he makes it in time for the mega health, he could be like trading the damage and get a little bit of momentum swing for himself going, but he's deciding not to take any risks and staying at the railgun platform rather than pushing it through that choke point and risking a direct rocket or something other crazy.
Yeah, what Hell did change his game a bit, because he's not giving any angles to Sirius anymore. But yeah, just as we saw last match, which was a bit larger than this one, Sirius is an expert in turtling, and Hell is the one who needs to attack. Oh, but he walks into a lot of damage right after he uses his orb.
But he returns it, and now Sirius is on the back foot being railable, just not anymore after picking up a light armor and a totem here.
My My life
and picking up that
sustains you.
health bubble for cooldown reduction.
Nice. That is the 200 IQ play chat was hoping for.
Exactly, and I don't think that Hell is going to realize this, because he took a fight that he shouldn't take, and he Sirius just showed him how good his ulti is.
Oh, and he even wins a dirty fight.
5
Yeah.
minutes of patience and tactical gameplay all go down the drain as they just keep going at it for the last 10 seconds,
Yield in
and
the power of the
trade,
ancients.
well, not trade, Sirius got all of them, but a lot of frags happen.
Yeah, if there was one fight that Hell should have won, then it was that one. 3 minutes to go. Sirius just added a frag to his name while he was really low. And Maestro Hell was outstacking Sirius by a lot. But still, Sirius came out victorious. And he's not giving any hints to Hell for him to chase it up.
Be healed.
Slowly but surely, Hell is going to run out of time here. This is an opening with the rockets. He can't follow it up with a die rob because he jumped a little bit too far, it looked like. But he pushed Sirius into the heavy armor, and Sirius now is overstacked on both ends of the pickups. While Hell is, well, overstacked a little bit on health right now. Oh, he evens out the stacks a little more after the rails. Goes in with a die rob, but eats a direct rocket. Both players stack are
I will
fairly
purge
low,
my
but
enemies
Sirius
from
hits the rail shot
all
to clutch
the
it out, and
worlds.
4 frags in 2 minutes. This is going to be a steep mountain, especially because Sirius has been hitting his defensive shots today.
Initiated.
Yeah, it was great that Sirius just fell down as soon as Maestro Hell used that orb. It basically denied all the damage Hell could bring on Sirius. So he couldn't bank on his ability.
And I think if Hell is not getting a clean frag any time in the next few 10 seconds maybe, I think it's going to be almost impossible to come back.
Do not die yet.
Yeah, let's give him some screen time. He's the one that needs to do the chasing. But yeah, if he looks at the scoreboard, positioning that Sirius is taking is so effective. And he doesn't have his orb to escape any fight right now, so he needs to stack up before taking the fight.
Point of no return just has been reached. He can't seem to close in on Sirius. Sirius hits rail after rail. And Hell, well, Hell has nothing to do, and this is, yeah, Hell calling the GGs here. So Sirius is going to have a chance to play at the Stage 1 Finals.
Yeah.
What a nice series.
Yes.
A little bit too much respect and too little respect at times.
Yeah, and the beginning it felt definitely it was a little bit too much when, especially when he had all the stack and the ability to close in and maybe get a frag. And in the end, he needed to brute force it and didn't respect stack and position as much as he used to before, and then it cost him as well. Well played from Sirius, and very composed as well, I might say.
Yeah, for someone who tilted as hard as he did, certainly came back focused this time.
Yeah, so it will be Sirius and Garpy fighting the relegation matches.
Yeah, Team Maestro should be proud of what they accomplished today. Of course, this is only after work. Now they gotta move past the Quake Pro Leagues, who will be in relegation during the tournament.
Yeah, so let's quickly walk through the bracket we had today. So yeah, if we go from the final we see that Maestro Garpy had a convincing route to that winner bracket final. He even took out Sirius with the 2-0.
Yeah, the only real challenge that could maybe have defeated him was Undead, but
Yeah, we see a 2-0 over here, but it was really close.
It was a 2-1 actually as well, because Undead won Awoken with Slash against Garpy.
Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. So
yeah,
yeah.
and then we got to the lower brackets, where, well, pretty much from round 4 to round 5, we only had the 2 Maestro boys left, and we just saw who came out top. So they both have, Sirius and Garpy has placed himself for the relegation matches during the stage 1 finals for the QPL. And if we look at the current standings, it's a big chance that, well, it's going to be certainly toxic in the relegation.
Yeah,
And
I don't think there's a way out for him.
And Coolers, well, yeah, he has to win both his next matches, but also I think Base needs to drop some.
yeah, nothing is set in stone yet.
It's gonna be tough, really.
Yeah, so
the only real 2 players for the 9th spot, and this is CNZ and Cooler, but Cooler only has a chance if he wins all the matches, because he needs to outscore CNZ, because CNZ won the direct comparison once again. This is the only way how it can brittle down in the end. CNZ has 1 match against Base, and if he wins that, I think that puts it out of reach for Cooler. If
yeah,
you take the map out of that, it might be even putting it out of range for Cooler. But
Yes.
Cooler really needs to win his matchups as well.
yeah. So there's only one thing left to do. Thank you all for hanging out with us, and lycorvinus and Jones for well, joining Shaftastic TV for some great matches again. I really enjoyed this one. We had some great matches. I had good fun.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here, and hopefully we'll all see each other during the next stages challenges.
Yes, and maybe we'll see you covering some other tournaments as well. Just stay tuned for it.
Yeah,
I hope
drop
you like
a follow, and you turn on the notifications. Then you, well, yeah, every time this channel goes live, it will be for a tournament. So yeah, I'm gonna send you over to AK Pones. He's gonna do the NA side of the bracket.
Which is starting now.
Yeah. So have fun on the other side of the world, and I hope to see you guys next time.
Bye bye.